We are live. People, 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 please pay attention. And we're live. Thankful for everybody that's out there right now. Thank you for everybody that watches this back. Everybody that's been supporting all of us, one of us, thank you. Everybody that's on the panel, White T. Cody, Mr. Sheriff West, Joe the Sports Mailman. Thank y'all for joining me because monologues kind of suck. So thank y'all for joining me. Real quick, I don't know what y'all guys believe in. I don't know what everybody else believes in, but we have to take a moment to thank the Most High. So give a quick moment, just because without him, none of this would be possible. Our health would not be. We wouldn't have the voice we would have. We wouldn't have anything that we value in life. So, of course, that's where the most praise is going to go to. Now, we have a lot to talk about. We have week 2 that just transpired. We have week 3 that we're going to discuss. We got some news. My lock didn't hit. A lot of people's lock didn't hit. The Patriots lost, of course. Eagles lost. Cowboys lost. We got a lot to talk about. But before we get into all that, of course, fellas, I'm here with Mr. White T. Cody himself, Sheriff Jalen West, and Joe the Sports Mailman. Of course, guys, plug in whatever y'all need to do. Give any shout outs that you need, however you want to go about it. Go.
You can follow me on TikTok, YT Cody. You know, we're here every Wednesday, the People's Debate, and, you know, go Texans.
Joe.
Okay, maybe I should have said I don't like the awkward silence. So let's
initiative.
I was letting the famous guy from TikTok go first before myself, since I did so bad into my picks this week.
Well, yeah, it's Sheriff West here. Pow pow.
There he
is. Y'all can follow me on TikTok, Jalen West _93. Everyday debates, everyday topics on there. So yeah. Also, welcome to the People's Debate.
Yeah, before we start, moment of silence. You know, it's tough being a Cowboys fan. This week was really tough. People I haven't heard from in weeks, years, months, in decades coming out of the woodworks. All of a sudden, everybody's a Saints fan once again, I guess. But it is what it is.
Always, brother. You know how it's gonna go. Like it's gonna be like this all season for all of us. One of us. Me, whatever, however the case may be. One person hasn't dealt with that, and we'll get to you later. So, good for you. Okay, good for you. We're a little sour on that, but how's everybody doing? How y'all doing?
Shoot, it's good, man. You know, one more day into the next week of football. You know, Thursday. You know, your boys play Thursday night, so let's see what happens with there.
Very good, Cody. How are you feeling, brother? How you doing?
I'm feeling great. You know, winners feel great. That's just how it goes when you're a winner.
You make me sick right now. All right. Jalen, you don't have to put that out there. How are you doing other than that?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's still a weird week for me after that Monday Night Football game, bro. I've been trying to shake it. It's hard because it's just a lot of question marks all over the place, man. It's normally I'm not one of the people like when the Eagles lose, it doesn't alter my week. It doesn't alter my mood. Like, you know what I mean? Football's football. But this game, for some reason, it kind of feels like when we lost against the 49ers last year.
That's damn that bad? Like that's how you felt?
It's just a big old question mark, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But it's still early, so that's why I was like kind of surprised you say that.
But it doesn't look good for me.
Because at the end, what happened at the end, they had a point. We'll talk about that later. But I understand, Jalen, for sure. Okay, let's talk about it. So the first thing we're going to do, let's just get one thing of news from our sports mailman, Joe, and then we'll dive right into our week 2 recap on our games of the week, where we missed, where we got it right. Go ahead, Joe.
So there was a lot of people going on IR, but I feel like the biggest news of this week, before we like go back, you know, later in the show, I discuss everything else. But Bryce Young getting benched after just 18 games, 2-16 was his, you know, career as a starting quarterback. But is it really all of his fault, man? You trade away all the stuff you trade away, and you're looking at this guy to just be the savior like that, and I feel like he was put in a bad situation.
Cody, you want to touch on that? Because I'm a little mixed on it.
I agree with Joe. Even as a Texans fan, someone who has C.J. Stroud and thinks so highly of C.J. Stroud, if C.J. Stroud went to Carolina, he'd probably look something similar to Bryce Young. So I can agree there. It's not all Bryce Young's fault, but at the same time, Bryce Young doesn't give a lot of spots where you're like, damn, he really has potential. A lot of times, Bryce Young is just as bad as the team. So I can understand why they went that way. And at some point, I mean, what are they like 5 wins in 30 games or something? So at some point, you got to change it up and do something new.
Yeah, Jalen, you got any different feelings about that, or you basically agree with the guys?
I'm gonna just say this: this is not Bryce Young's fault. I'm gonna just say that.
This is not Bryce Young's fault. Oh, man, I really want you to elaborate on that. Let me cook a little bit, and then maybe you'll disagree with something I say. So, yes, Carolina sucks as an organization. The owner sucks. So if the owner sucks, normally everything sucks, right? Normally, that's just kind of how it goes. Now, like Cody said, when you watch tape on Bryce Young, you don't see the same accuracy that he had in college. You don't see some of the same decision making that he had in college. So I don't know exactly if maybe the first year of the dud ruined his confidence, like a la Mac Jones or something of that sort. But this year he's actually playing. Like, I'm not even saying stats. Let's leave stats out of it because it is early anyway, and he just got benched. But playing wise, he looks worse than he did last year with Dave Canales. So you saying it's not his fault. It's not completely his fault. Of course not. But he's not playing good. Right? So who do you put most of the blame on, Jalen? I'm interested.
So again, it's kind of like another situation I'm seeing in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're setting these young quarterbacks up for success. Again, we're watching Justin Fields 2.0 in Chicago right now. That game on Sunday Night Football looked just like last year when Justin Fields was running for his life, trying to make every play happen, extend these plays. It's the exact same thing. Getting Keenan Allen, Smith, DeAndre Swift, and all these pieces do nothing when you don't get a O line. Get a because these quarterbacks are young, experienced, are going to make dumb decisions, but at least give them a chance. And again, the same way the Bears didn't give Justin Fields a chance, they're not giving Caleb Williams. I feel like the Panthers are doing the same thing with Bryce. You're expecting generational talent to come in at the quarterback position and just change your franchise around, but you're not setting him up for that, right? Okay. And that's why I say it's not his fault. He's not playing well, but who would in that offense?
Good point. Good point. Yeah. No, you're 100% right. I think after and y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, if it happened sooner. I think after Andrew Luck, Cam Newton, they just said, you know what? I think these quarterbacks could just boom, because them two specifically made their team just that much better, right? So maybe that's where they're going with it. Obviously, it's failed. So I don't understand why they keep doing it. Now, the only thing that's not in the news that I kind of disagree with, they think it's such a bad move. One, what else are you going to do? Bryce Young starting, I get it. Trust me, I hear everybody's point. Bryce Young starting he's not going to get better as the season progresses. He's not. So, in my opinion, I think it's a good move if they have the right mindset. I think it's more of and I'm definitely speculating because I'm not in Carolina, but I'm speculating that it's more of let's see where our issues mainly lie. Andy Dalton, put him in there, hence why we put Brissett out there. We want to see what our baseline is. Okay, our offensive line still sucks. Oh man, the receivers definitely can't get open. Oh man, there's nothing positive about this offense. I think maybe just to see the baseline, and then I would throw Bryce Young back in the starting lineup, but I would have had that conversation with him. So I think it's still a mishandle by Carolina. Y'all got anything else for the Bryce talk?
I just think with that, like you're turning to Andy Dalton. In all reality, are you really trying to win? With that division, there's a possibility you can win it, but this team isn't winning a Super Bowl by any means. Like, why are you gonna try to put Andy Dalton in there to win a couple games, and then you're gonna screw up your draft potential, what you can possibly get? Because they haven't had any draft capital the past couple seasons because they traded away their pick for Bryce Young this past year. Caleb Williams, they would have had the number one pick back to back years pretty much, and then this upcoming year, like they still have to give up their 2025 second round pick.
Yeah.
So I'm like the owner is just a horrible owner. I put it more on the owner than anybody else because you're firing head coaches, you're firing coordinators. It's like, bro, this isn't corporate America. Like, this is a business at the end of the day, yes, but you have to let things like develop. And if you don't let anything develop, how do you expect like returns in this thing? You can't just say, "Oh, well, this isn't working out. Let me fire this guy. Well, let me bring this guy in and that guy in." It just doesn't work like that. And that's why a lot of people are already telling him to sell the team. And he's only been an owner over there for the past couple of seasons. And it's crazy because he's one of the richest owners in all of professional sports. You would think he would like let it just nurture a little bit like other owners are. But I digress.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Okay. Well, hopefully Bryce ends up starting. I do see your point on, like, why are you trying to win? I don't even know if they're really trying, again, if they're being smart about it. I would just try to see the baseline. Is it Bryce? Like, is it, okay, our quarterback, he's really not making these throws, and Andy Dalton is. Okay, we have a different problem on our hands. Versus, oh, Andy Dalton also sucks. So, yeah, maybe we should have gave him an extra offensive lineman. Maybe we should have gave him an extra skill position player instead of just Deontay Johnson. So, okay. Let's go ahead and move on to week 2. One of the games of the week was the first one. So on Thursday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills beat the brakes off of the Miami Dolphins. Also,
the James Cook game.
James Cook started cooking, and it was kind of unfortunate for fantasy owners because obviously he ate for everybody, but he could have did way more. But they didn't need him to, so they just kind of stopped playing, stopped running the ball. So that part sucked, but he already made enough points. So Josh Allen, played basically like a flawless game, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. We had Tua Tagovailoa obviously going out with the injury and another concussion. We'll save that little topic for the end, but he wasn't doing good up until that point. He had 3 interceptions, only a touchdown. Yeah, it was a James Cook game. The defense looks solid, but also I hope this doesn't sound like I'm hating on Buffalo. Miami's offensive line, especially every single time Armstead went out, sack. Like in 0.2 seconds, not literally, but 0.2 seconds, sack, getting to the quarterback, sack. So that obviously frustrated Tua. Well, the first interception, if y'all watched, it wasn't his fault. It hit him right in the shoulder pad, so they just ruined his confidence, and it just trickled from there. What is y'all's? My main takeaway basically is Buffalo is better than I think all of us thought. It's early. Everything is caveat. It is early. Better than where we thought. And Miami might be one of those teams that a lot of us had in the playoffs. It doesn't look so bright right now. Main takeaways for this game, Sheriff West.
I think I'm in the position with the Dolphins now. Again, I said this last week, and I'll say it again. They're just like the excitement of the NFL. They're not going to make much noise. They're not winning the Super Bowl no time soon. They're just here. They're here for a good time, not a long time. And the words of Drake. That's the Miami Dolphins for you, bro. And that's pretty much all I got to say about them.
Those are the words of George Drake, not Drake. Just throwing it out there.
Wow, that's rough.
Real quick comments. Austin Blue, thank you, brother, for the comment, and thank you for the view. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, brother. Please, please, please. Tua needs to go feed zoo animals at this point.
Wow.
That's pretty and it's not disrespectful. So that's a good gig. You're there with nature.
Well, maybe he could take Daniel Jones with him because I know he's a Giants fan.
Never had. Oh, wow. Hey, Joe, what are we doing here? What are you doing, dude? One more comment. Never had Miami in the playoffs.
Me neither.
Well, good for you guys. Okay, I did. All right, and
I did too.
I'm looking pretty foolish here.
Uh,
Real quick, I got to give props to Jalen because the analogy I think it was last week, brother. The Miami Dolphins are basically like the Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
from the 2015.
Blake Griffin. Right. Fun to watch. Real cute with everything. Never could beat the bigger games, the bigger opponents. So
Yeah.
Right.
beautiful analogy. And right now, it seems like you're right. Main takeaways, Mr. Cody.
My main takeaways from the game is, like you said, Buffalo is nicer, I think, than we thought. Whatever they shifted, I guess maybe Diggs leaving was the best thing for the team, and for Diggs. It maybe was a good part for both of them, it looks like. But I feel like this game, as far as my takeaway of the game, it was just a mental victory again. Buffalo still mentally owns the Miami Dolphins whole team. It's not just Tua, it's the whole team. They just don't know what to do with the Bills. I mean, come on, James Cook, 3 touchdowns. I mean, who sees that coming at all? No one sees that coming, and he did it effortless. That was my thing. Is how easy he did it. It was so easy for him.
Joe, any main takeaways that weren't already said?
So the main takeaway for me is that Josh Allen is now free from the Diggs drama, and now he's just playing football, pretty much playing pitch and catch. Like if you're in the backyard or something, man, and he has the keys fully back to the offense once again, and him and James Cook, man, are looking like a nasty duo. And it's just crazy to see because McDermott has always been able to coach defenses. I was never worried about that defense. Of course, they lost a lot of names, but he's always been able to scheme up a lot of things. But Brady, the OC, the way they've been cooking up this past, I know it's only 2 games, but it's been looking really nice.
Very good. Okay. Well, yeah, Buffalo Bills look very, very good. And we'll see next week because opponent wise, like if you just look at the record, sounds like an easy game. We'll talk about that. One more comment. I still have issues about the defense. Are you speaking about Buffalo's defense? Because if you are, I get it. I think against certain teams, and they're one injury away, dude.
Oh yeah,
McDermott can coach his ass off, but you need the personnel, as we'll talk about some of these other players.
I got a question for y'all. What do y'all think now? Just assume Tua doesn't come back for the season, at least. What do y'all predict with Skylar Thompson? Or that's his name, right? Thompson or Tommy?
Skylar Thompson.
And what do y'all predict their record going now, as an update?
Probably like 6-11.
What you think, Sheriff? What you think, Sheriff?
Probably somewhere around there, 6-11. I'll give him 7-10.
Yep, I'll give him 8-9. I'll give him 8-9.
Oh wow!
Because Mike McDaniels, I mean, he's gonna scheme something up that's gonna surprise a lot of defenses, and then a couple big plays. There goes your game.
So check this out. One guy got reinstated today, and I think a lot of teams are going to be calling about him. What would you say if they call up Jimmy G and try to get him away from the Rams? You throw him into that offense. I'm like,
not because. Well, I don't think Jimmy G is really any good, but
no, I just think because he's used to that kind of him or like a guy like Tannehill, like guys who are kind of like out there, but they could still get a little bit of a job done. Because you need that kind of veteran presence. You're going to need somebody who can adequately get the ball to Tyreek and Waddle. And I don't know if Skylar Thompson's capable of that.
Right. I find it hard to believe any other quarterback will succeed in that offense because the offensive line is not good. Yeah. It is not good. And Armstead, he does his thing, but he's kind of getting nicked up already.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If it goes, then they're really toast. They probably have a bottom tier offensive line at that point.
I mean, they might as well just go get Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill, he's good at making quick throws. They're going to have to start doing some kind of cool screen games. They got the speed on offense, so they could try to utilize that. But against the better teams, they're going to scheme totally against that. So, okay, moving on to my lock of the week, and failed me. It failed me miserably. I am disgusted. When I was watching this game, I was disgusted. Indianapolis Colts lose to the Green Bay Packers 10-16. And Anthony Richardson, come on, dude. You're killing me, dude. You're killing me. Like, I just don't it. He is basically almost like a rookie because he played 2 games last year where he didn't get hurt at all. He played the other 2 games where he got nicked up, and then obviously he didn't play the rest of that year. But come on. Even play calling. Jonathan Taylor was averaging like 8 yards a carry. Give it to him. Why not? Well, I don't understand why they kept on waiting, and then they got behind, and the play calling was off. Alec Pierce is trying to show himself again. Josh Jacobs ran wild on this defense. Buckner got hurt. The defense looks terrible. Like, if you see 16 points, obviously that makes it seem like, oh, the defense isn't that bad. But it was going against a Green Bay Packer team with Malik Willis at helm. And Malik Willis only missed 2 throws. Malik Willis had a great QBR. Everything was great about this freaking stupid offense. Sorry about the stupid part. This offense. Main takeaways from this is the Colts are in trouble. Going 0-2, and you're in a division that there's a team that's 2-0, and you're losing a game that you shouldn't have lost. Not saying that Green Bay sucks, but they don't have their quarterback. You should have won that game. Your defense is getting exposed both games. It's getting exposed. It's either the secondary with Houston or now against the run with Green Bay. So I don't know. I think I had them being a top 5 defensive line. There goes that. It's early, but that's a bad take. What is y'all's main takeaway? Cody, this is one of your rivals, and Green Bay don't care for. So what's your main takeaways out of this game? Not the team, but just the game.
My main takeaway is going to be that Anthony Richardson is not as good as I think we were projecting him to be. I know that may sound bad to say already 2 weeks in the season, but I mean, either that or the injury caused some major drop off. But what I've seen from him so far this season does not look good. And I try to tell you, man, fighting for second place. That's all they're doing. I don't see much chance of them winning the division. If they wanted to tank right now, I wouldn't blame them. I mean, they have a lot of good pieces around where they need to add some, maybe get different quarterback. I don't know, but this game did not look good at all around for the Colts.
What about you, Sheriff? Talk to me if any main takeaways out of this game.
Yeah, the Colts have disappointed me. So me and Terrence have started this segment on our lives now where we said I'm off that hype train.
I like it.
So you have at any point in time during the football season, you can hop off. And so week 2, I have decided to hop off the Colts hop. Now once you get off, you can't get back on.
Okay,
Yeah.
I love that, dude. Oh, yeah. Damn, I love that.
So I'm off the Colts hype train. I'm off. Week 2, I'm off. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before I get to you, Joe, real quick comment. I never understood the hype around A-Rich in the first place. CDM June. Do y'all know who this is?
Yeah, he's one of the. He follows me on Twitch and he be on my TikTok lives.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Make sure you follow, subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you for being here. And I was hyping Anthony Richardson, so I'm not gonna jump off the hype train though yet. Just yet. It's too early. What about you, Joe? Main takeaways.
So the main takeaway for me was what Jalen has talked about in years past, like the Steph Curry effect. Yep. And the same thing with Anthony Richardson is he just wants to throw the ball deep pretty much. And he can't complete passes accurately, like easy throws. He can't do it. It's just deep ball, deep ball, deep ball. That was the main thing of him coming out from Florida is with his accuracy. Like he didn't have good accuracy, just like how Josh Allen didn't have good accuracy. So they're like, oh, well, he should be okay in the NFL because athleticism is going to carry him. And, after these first 2-ish games, it's not showing like that. 3 interceptions against the Packers. I understand Jair's as a baller in the secondary, but other than that, there's a lot of question marks. This is a game that you should have went in, ran the ball with Jonathan Taylor, and not just screw it up. And the Colts found a way to screw it up. Malik Willis is the quarterback. I'm like, he's shown he hasn't been a good quarterback since he's been in the league. So how come you can only put up 10 points against this defense was just crazy to me.
Very disappointing. Give a shout out to Zaire Franklin. Give a shout out to Grover Stewart. Both of them had a decent game. throughout the last two games, Kenny Moore has been a decent part of this defense, but it seems like in the secondary they have nothing else, completely nothing else. Okay, moving on to a game that surprised a lot of people. And
Mm-hmm.
listen, it is making my point. It is making my point here that hey, it's early. Hey, there's teams that's been 0-2 that made the playoffs. Hey, but your boy has been saying the Ravens aren't that good. Just saying, it's early. This could all blow up in my face. They could go literally 15-2, but I doubt it because of the schedule that they have. They should have won these last two games because their schedule is not so nice. Main takeaways from this game is, listen, all of you, everybody, panel, people, Gardner Minshew, leading the league in completion percentage, leading the league in downfield 20-plus throws, also leading the league in getting sacked. So all of these stats and people saying that, hey, the quarterback play has been dropping, it ain't because of Minshew. Minshew's trying to sling that bad boy. All right? Minshew's trying out here, okay? And we all need to respect that. They have no run game. I am so disappointed in this run game. The run game is absolutely terrible. It's the worst in the league. I don't think they have more than 100 yards total. It's atrocious. Now, with the Ravens, Lamar is not bad, everybody. I understand this, but I don't know if y'all seen some of these quarterback rankings, and it's for just 2 weeks. Lamar's top 5. How? I just don't get it. How? Just these 2 games. How? I don't understand.
I mean, he played a good game the first game.
He played a good game until, whatever happened. That's a different, again.
I mean, he lost by a toe, yeah.
Right. So he did have a good game. And even this game, I'm not saying both games where he didn't have a great game is not because of him. It's that offensive line. If you don't have a good offense, the last 2 years, as much as people say that he doesn't have talent around him, he's benefited off of a top 3 pass blocking offensive line. So that's what he's benefited off of. And now he doesn't have it. And we're seeing that. At the end of when they had to drive to win the game, the first play, Max Crosby gets right through, just ruins the momentum of that entire drive. And obviously they don't get it. So main takeaway is Baltimore, they have problems. I don't care what any of these shouty shows are saying. They have problems. And will they fix it? I don't know. I'm not too worried, but people should worry a little bit. Main takeaways, Sheriff West, please.
All right, so let's get straight to this. The Ravens is ass. Sorry.
Damn, like that.
Sorry. I don't. My team's not looking too high, so I got to take out my aggression on other people.
I love it. Another bird team too? Yes. Keep going.
Yeah. So the Ravens, again, I'm a Lamar defender, right? And this is, again, not Lamar's fault. It's that organization. Right. I have nothing good to say about the defense. Looks solid, right? As much as it can, I guess. But the main takeaway from this game is that the last play of the game, Lamar should have kept running the ball and not pitched it back. He should have ran. He probably could have housed it, because the way you look at that play, you have blockers downfield already. Yep. You're the best person on your team, man. Probably the fastest and the most logical at this point in time. Yeah, you've already ran for 40. Follow a block and just keep running. If he would, I feel like if he would just kept that ball, he probably had a better chance of scoring a touchdown.
All right. Well, you just I forgot about that. That's 100% correct. And now it's going to sound like I'm really shitting on Lamar. Okay, 2 games in a row. Last play of the game, he ruined it. Just saying.
Oh yeah, Lamar is not clutch. Up
to that point, there's no debate. I got it. He is fine. He's not. It's not because of him. They are technically losing. But last second's reason of losing, it is because of him. So I agree. There was 2 guys. One looked like he was going to get blocked, and then there was one guy he had to beat. And then he pitches it. He already made it that far. Effortlessly.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. And I think he should have just kept going. But he did the pitch. It was just idiotic.
He should have ran to Zay Flowers' side. I don't know why he ran to the other side. Zay Flowers was right behind him as well. If he would have ran that way, and he could have pitched it back to Zay, say he's just as fast as Lamar or just right around there. I was just like, man, if he ran this side, he probably them two together probably could have got to the end zone.
Possibly. Again, and who knows? It could have been literally the play call. Hey, we're going to run this far, and then you put. We don't know. But in that position, you are again, quote unquote, the second best quarterback in the league. You have to make the right decision. If
Yeah,
you're the
but
second best quarterback in the league.
they wouldn't have been in that position to begin with, though, if Justin Tucker could make his kicks. I don't know what's going on with him now, bro. He's honestly one of the worst kickers in the league right now, and he's
Well,
been
50 plus,
arguably
by
the,
50
the
plus.
great. But all the other kickers, man, from 50 plus this season is 35 out of 39.
Yep.
I think like three of those kicks are from Justin Tucker, which he was always automatic.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just crazy to see like him being good for so long. Now he's struggling.
Y'all think it's his skills decline, or is maybe a mental thing?
Could probably be both because he's like up there in age. I know he's in his late 30s at least. So I'm like, bro, eventually that leg's gonna get a little bit older and a little bit tired.
I think it all started with Travis Kelce ruining his thing.
Oh yeah, in the playoffs, like, and kicking
Hey,
the
man.
tee and everything.
Hey, man, just probably ruined it. But
That's crazy.
it's showing the downfall of the Ravens, fellas. Just saying, the best kicker in the league is not showing he's not the best kicker.
And
the
it's
quarterback. Go ahead.
No, but it's crazy too because their coach is a special team. He came from the special teams world,
Right.
and it's just that's the part of the game that's struggling just as much as any other facet of their games as well. So that's crazy to think.
Writing's on the wall, guys. Hey, everybody thought it was a hot take. Right now, it's early, but I think I am gonna be right. And he was everybody there. They were in so many people's Super Bowl pick, and yeah, again, we'll see. Now, here's a game that I really want to talk about. Let's talk about it. Hold on, let's get this comment up here. Mr. Chase, Ravens need to protect their quarterback before he gets too beat up and injured. Lamar sacrificed his body enough. We 1000% agree, brother.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to New Orleans Saints just massacred. No, okay, all right. But New Orleans Saints 44, Dallas 19. This was that a grenade?
It was a flame.
Oh, it sounded like a grenade. Like I'm blowing my. That would have been funny. Not if you really did it. Fake grenade only. But New Orleans Saints whoop on the Cowboys. I'm not even gonna say a big takeaway right now. I'm just gonna let Joe speak and vent to us about what's going on in the beautiful brain of his.
Oh my God, these are coming off.
Oh yeah.
How do we let Alvin Kamara score 4 touchdowns on us? Like, how does the defense act like we're not playing at all? Like, Micah Parsons, did he forget himself in a podcast room? Did Trayvon Diggs forget to like how to cover? I'm like, we're making Derek Carr look like an adequate quarterback now. Like, what are we doing?
Not adequate, a top 2.
Like, what are we doing? NFL, like the past 2 games, they've scored on every single drive, back-to-back 40-plus games. Like, what are we doing now? Everybody's on the hype train. Like, oh, the Saints are going to the Super Bowl because it's writing on the walls. It's a story. Like, what are we like? Like, I was just frustrated the whole game, man. And it was sad to see. My little brother came to watch the game as well, and he's like sitting on the couch, like mad at the world. And I'm telling him, like, bro, you're just getting started. Welcome to the show.
This is what I lived through. Okay, well. Let me say, Micah Parsons didn't have a bad game. Now, was he a dominant force like he was against a backup tackle? No, he wasn't, and it showed. Now, the comp was okay. He went against a depleted offensive line, and now he's going against a legitimately and y'all know I researched with PFF and other things, but PFF is one. And PFF had the New Orleans Saints the last rated offensive line. The last. Dead last.
Oh,
and most people had them last. Now
Panthers all the way for 32.
Now Panthers were like, I think like 29, 28. But anyways, yeah, they had them last, and they're showing that no, we're not. We're not. We're a lot of people are raving about Joe Alt, which they should. Not pushing back at all. But this guy, what is it?
Fuaga, yeah.
Fuaga was a right tackle that they made go to left tackle, and he's playing his ass off.
Yeah.
He's legitimately stopping anybody that comes on that side, pause, at least against the pass. And with this team, one, I gave you a fair warning. I put it out there. You know, of course I had to put it out there because I got that's a hot take and I got it right, so I had to put it out there. But Mike Zimmer defenses aren't. Hey, Alvin Kamara has 10 touchdowns total against Mike Zimmer in 2 games. That's crazy, right? 10 touchdowns, dude. Derek Carr. It's early, but hey, guys, if we and these top quarterback rankings, Derek Carr's not in it. How? I'm saying off of 2 games. How? That literally makes no sense. He's number 1 in quarterback rating, passer rating, touchdown enters. Like, what are we doing? He has 5 touchdowns. He's tied with the most with Baker. What are we doing? Everybody said Dallas defense is a top 3, top 5 defense. I'm confused here. I'm confused. Well, Jalen, you got to at least laugh at this game. So tell me what your main takeaways were out of this Saints beatdown in Dallas, by the way. Well, Arlington, whatever.
Main takeaway is whoever snickered in the video when I said that the Saints were my underdog for the week. I went back and watched that video 30 times. Somebody snickered when I said that. Yeah.
One of these.
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
Cody or Joe or Cody. One of both of
Somebody
them are
snickered.
right now.
Somebody snickered at my underdog pick, and someone snickered at my lock of the week.
I probably
No, I think all of us did for the lock. We're like, bro, like the Commanders, you could have got a better team.
Right, but let me talk about the Cowboys. This is my time. I'm not gonna lie, dude. It literally felt like we watched that Green Bay playoff game again.
Yeah.
It looked like the same script. Like I'm not trying to sound funny, but it looked like the Saints went back, watched that game, was like, we're gonna do the exact same thing that they did, and it worked. Like they didn't honestly, they didn't do anything like super creative to beat y'all. They just ran it. They kept running it. And that was it. The Cowboys still haven't addressed the elephant in the room. We can't stop the run. But now even that is seeped all over the NFC East because nobody in the NFC East can stop the damn run. Mm-hmm. But it's just shocking to me. Again, like, I'm not gonna lie, we all were saying all offseason long about the Cowboys. Your offense is not competitive or competent enough to keep up. You didn't sign anybody. All you did was bring Zeke back. You signed a Dalvin Cook, who hasn't even played yet. Like, your offense is not going to get it. CD can't do it all.
Right.
And the Saints just showed you, y'all's offense is ass. Like, there's nothing y'all could have did against that New Orleans Saints defense. Like, nothing. Like, I don't want to talk about the obvious and talk about, you know what I'm saying? I want the Cowboys defense. I mean, the Cowboys offense is just not enough. It's not going to be enough. Like, that's not a team that's going to go deep into the play. It's just not. Like,
right.
I don't know. I don't know.
And it showed. It showed early this time, so that could be a good or bad thing for the Cowboy fans and Cowboys in general. It showed early this time, so all that, we beat the brakes off of the Browns. We're showing everything this year. Yeah, at least now it's pumped the brakes early versus in the middle of the season. Cody, give me your main takeaways off of this game, brother.
What I think it was is I think the Cowboys came in thinking, the Saints just played the Panthers. They're about to be trash. We got this in the bag. And I don't think they mentally came prepared to stop any type of offense. It seems like the defense just had no type of go for it. Their tackling seemed like they didn't care. They were just giving up halfway through the tackle. And it just looked like a bad performance from Dallas. If I think Dallas, their biggest thing, I just think they were unprepared. I think if they, were, on top of their game, do I think it would go like that? Of course, no. But they got them. The Saints got them, and they caught them off guard, and they ran all over them. Derek Carr, he looks good. He looks like Derek Carr, but the real Derek Carr will show up one day, Milton. He will show up. You can best believe it. This is not sustainable by any means. By any means.
Okay. All right. So you remember that because I'm clipping this one too.
He's clipping this.
Okay, I like that.
I'll speak.
I love it. I love it though. So let's go off of the last 5 games because it's only 2 games. Last 5 games of going last season and this season. Derek Carr touchdown interception ratio: 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's
What
just this year."
weeks? The other 3 games you're using, what week was it in the season?
7, 17, 16, and 15. 17,
Okay,
16, 15.
okay, so then.
Yeah, I just went in a row. I'm not going to just pick the games. That would be messed. No, I'm not going to do that. So just the last 5 games that he's played, because he started playing better as the season progressed, because obviously he's new to that team. And when I said that last year, Joe, I think Jared, y'all kind of laughed at me. I said they were playing better as the season progressed, missed the playoffs, but they played better as the season progressed. Even with that offensive coordinator, I've been saying all off season, Kubiak, we don't know, but Kubiak seems to be one of those offensive coordinators that can change an offense, and they're showing. It's early, but it's showing. I just think sustainable. Him having a completion percentage absolutely crazy, having a QBR in the 95 plus. QBR is 1 to 100, fellas. 95 plus in 2 games. Out of 2 games, both together, 95. That's not sustainable. 100%. I agree with that.
Right.
Now, him playing where he's not the reason they're losing, and he's giving them an extra oomph with Rashid Shaheed. Finally, Chris Olave got in there. I think that's definitely sustainable. And we'll see this next week. Go ahead.
What's his yards per game right now?
Yards per game. Hold on.
Is it like 250? Something like that?
Yeah, it's probably something like that. I could check right now.
Yeah, 250 is not sustainable for him.
You don't. That's crazy, dude.
It's gonna be more like 195, 210.
Well, see, even if that's the case, but he's getting 2-3 touchdowns a game with 0 or 1 interception, I'm cool with that. I'm totally fine.
I don't think 3 touchdown average. Oh, that's a stretch. I think 1.5, maybe 2. But 2.5, man, that'll be, if he does that, then the Saints might actually do something. But I don't see it.
Okay. All right.
He's averaging 221 and a half per game.
220. Okay.
And because he's doing it early, and then now they're running it. So just remember that too. He's not having to come back, and that could bite me in the ass too. He's not.
Yeah,
not having to play from behind. Go ahead.
Yeah, the first game I think against Carolina, he had like 350 plus or somewhere around there. But in the Cowboys game, he had like 220ish because Alvin Kamara was the show that game.
Right.
Yeah, he only threw it less than I think 19 times. So
Yeah.
that's definitely okay. Well, let us move on to this pretty game right here. Actually, yeah. Let's go to this game.
Let's get it.
This one you'll probably be happy about, but I kind of want to hear what your main takeaways are. So the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans Sunday night game was a defensive game. If you like defense, this was fun to watch. Caleb is a huge scratch of the head. I don't know who to blame. It's so early, so I'm not going to put too much blame on him. I'm not going to put too much blame on the offensive line. I'm not going to put too much blame on any of that because it's early and he's a rookie quarterback. Now, he didn't help himself by saying, to the punter before the season started, you're not going to be needed. And, he didn't help himself for sure, 100%. But he is a rookie quarterback, and we have to remember that. The offensive line's not helping him, but I also don't think he's helping the offensive line. Like Joe, if you remember last year, I was big on the Sam Howell sacks kind of thing, Justin Fields sacks kind of thing. It's like, oh, the offensive line sucks. No, he's not helping the offensive line. It's a clean pocket, and you're running away. So now that's gonna they're gonna commit a hold, or you're gonna run right into him. So that's not an offensive line issue. That's you. That's you not being aware. And it's both kind of because the offensive line should understand that's what their quarterback's going to do. But same thing. Like it's not a complete fail on the offensive lineman, etc. But with this game, Cody, I'll leave it to you, brother. What was your main takeaway from the Bears-Texans game?
I think you touched on a great what you were just saying. To tag along with that, I think it's just Caleb's natural instinct. I think when he gets under pressure and that pass rush was coming, he doesn't know nothing but what he's done for the past who knows how many years he's been playing football. But trying to do that roll out and make a move kind of thing. I think he just naturally does it. I think sometimes he even game plans with the coordinator to not do that in his drive, and he still ends up doing it because it's just that's his only out that he knows, and it's gonna bite him in the ass all season as long as he's doing that. Like you said, the Bears would create a nice pocket at times for him, and he would just run out of it or step back so much to where the end could reach him, and then now he has to roll out. And I just felt like it was bad pocket awareness, like you're saying, was the main cause. If I told you the score made it look close, but watching the game, I never felt like the Texans were ever lost control of the game. Anytime the Bears got the ball, I was not stressing about the offense. I just knew it wasn't going to be turned into something. They really only scored off the bad punt because he started at like the 45-yard line.
Yep.
And without that, then he probably had no touchdowns still. I mean, the offense, but he still has no touchdowns. Caleb Williams has to score a touchdown.
100%. Yes, 1,000%. Also, to your point on it never really being a game, it was a game, but I agree with it shouldn't have been. That's where Texans are 2-0 and they deserve to be 2-0. But that's when I kind of question the offense. It's like y'all should have been put them out of their midst a long time ago.
Well,
like,
Mixon injury hurt because on the 3-yard line, whatever, we gave it to Cam Akers, and he's only had like 5 carries in the season. Yeah. Joe Mixon has never fumbled. So if that was Joe Mixon, it'd been touchdown, boom, 26 something, 13. You know what I mean? So it really wasn't a close game. That was more of a mess up on our end than it was the Bears making a play there, right there.
Fair point. Main takeaways, Sheriff West, if you're there. There you are, brother.
I'm here. I'm still here. Side note, this has nothing to do with the conversation. Real quick, though.
Man, go ahead.
Yes. I found my old high school highlight tape.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, bro, and I'm going to post it right after the pod, brother.
No, don't. Don't, dude. Come on.
This is one clip. All
right.
Go ahead. That's all I want to say.
What year was this? You remember?
My senior year.
2011.
Ah, damn it. All right, whatever. Go ahead. Whatever.
Okay, but anyways, so back to the topic. Sorry.
Yeah. It's okay. That's funny.
Bears and Texans, again, like I said, the Texans look good still. I want to see the offense bloom at this point. I feel like I've seen the defense like hold it down for sure. I think the defense is nice. I just want to see that high-powered offense I've been hearing about. And Cody heard me just say this a few minutes ago on my live. Like I'm the Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, Nico getting off. Listen, you ain't got to convince me on Nico anymore.
Yeah,
I'm good on Nico. I just want to see Stephon Diggs in that offense, and I want to see a little bit more Tank Dell. Like I said, Joe Mixon, who I thought was gonna be a top 5 running back in that offense.
Top 10, relax.
Top 5. I got him in top 5. Y'all made me take him out.
Was it top 5 or top 10?
Yeah.
I swear he went top 5.
I literally had him at 5. As soon as I said 5,
you did. Nope. You did. Yep, you're right.
And so I just want to see that offense take the next step. That's all I'm waiting on for the Texans. Again, you don't have to convince me on Nico. You don't have to convince me on defense. I just want to see that offense just take off. That's all my only thing with the Texans. And then the Bears, again, like I said earlier, this is Justin Fields 2.0. I can't put a lot on Caleb Williams. He's a rookie. We can't expect too much out of rookies, but what I can expect is a billionaire owner and a millionaire GM to find ways to protect your running back or your cornerstone of your offense for the future. I would think your expertise, you will find a measure or manner to protect him, and I'm not seeing that. So again, the Bears are the Bears. We've been saying the same thing for the last 2-3 years. And again, Justin Fields 2.0. I just want to see Caleb Williams bloom, but I can't be mad at him for trying to protect himself and running away. What's the DN's name, Cody, that y'all have? That crazy DN that y'all have?
Anderson?
Yes.
Toto or
no, all of them. I would be running for my life too if all them dogs was coming after me like that. Like, come on. Everybody say, oh, he can't run like this. It's not the Pac-12. he's trying to run for his life, y'all.
Yeah. He's
Like,
not. Yeah, I hate that take too. It's like, oh, he keeps scrambling. Like, yeah, he is scrambling. No shit, dude. He don't want to get hit, and he still was getting hit. Didn't matter.
right.
Uh, I'll say also on the what's going to be a negative on the offensive coordinator Waldron and the offensive line. They couldn't adapt to the blitz. Like D'Amico doesn't blitz like he did against Caleb, but he knew something because they didn't know how to handle it. They would put 5 or 6 on the line, and they were confused. It worked the entire game. Joe, what's your main takeaways from this game, dude?
So my main takeaways was if the Bears knew what they were doing, they would have won this game. Especially whenever Caleb was running out of bounds, he gets hit out of bounds, and then that guy ends up hitting him, hitting everybody on the sideline. And I'm like, how is that not a penalty? Because I think it was still 13-10 or something like real close. And I was like, man, that was a drive killer because then it kept them like 3rd and 15. And then after that, they had a punt. And then the Texans ended up scoring into the field goal. And it was just like, after that, it was just like the morale of the team kind of was left because people were already saying like, man, DJ Moore is already tired of Caleb Williams. It was the same thing the year before with him with Justin Fields. And it's just, in my head, I'm just like, does this OC not know what he's doing adequately? I'm like, if they're gonna be blitzing the way they were, I'm like, why not throw somebody screens like certain ways to get guys open? I'm just like, play smart. But same thing too. Caleb Williams was taking some unnecessary sacks because I remember it was like 3rd and 5, and Will Anderson comes off the edge, pretty much blindsided him, and like you should know, you only have so many seconds to get that ball out. If nobody's open, get it out. Like a lot of those plays where he's running around and then throwing the ball, like bro, live to fight another game day play and just throw it away.
Yep.
Game day play. I like that one, Joe.
That's good. That was good. Very good. Okay. Dang it. What did you? I remember I glanced at your live today. I don't know what time, Jalen. Oh, there you go. You mentioned. No, was it? No, I think it was. It was. Oh shoot. Okay. Hold on.
Jalen disconnected.
I got him. Darius. I don't know, dude. I didn't do anything.
He didn't pay. He didn't pay that Wi-Fi bill. That's what it was.
I don't know, but
You gotta pay that every month.
okay, all right, okay. But no, it was yesterday on the Puro Pinche Sports Show, and you said because he did that in front of the sideline, the Chicago Bears sideline.
Mhm.
I'm like, why didn't they do anything? I get why they didn't, but it's like, yo, nah. We got to prove a point here. We can't just let these guys punk us like this.
He's outnumbered.
No, we do that.
No,
You do that.
I get why Roshan didn't, but like, yo, he sucker punched Roshan. I need 2 of y'all to sucker punch this guy. What are you doing? What are we doing?
You ain't seen the last sucker try to fight in the Texas Stadium?
Well, here's my thing with that real quick. Like my thing, bro. When you see a quarterback get shoved out of bounds, you see the old lineman running to his protection, pushing the guy out. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm saying, like, if you're on my sideline and you punch one of my dogs that I go to battle with, we're not about to just look at you do that. Like, I'm taking a penalty or something at that point. Like, what are we doing?
Just might as well take it, dude. I agree, but
It wasn't a dirty hit, and they did get all in his face. It was not a dirty hit on the sideline.
But he was giving himself up, so it's kind of like, bro, he's going out of bounds. You don't need to touch him after that. Like, it's not like he's gonna try to cut in and try to like run away. He was going out of bounds.
Fuck that. We proven a point too. You quarterback want to do all that scramble, that's what's gonna happen.
But on the next play though, CJ ran out of bounds, and they kind of knew, oh, he's going out of bounds. We're not gonna try to hit him or hurt him.
Well, they should have played fire with fire there. I would have hit it.
Right, that's your fault. Yeah.
It was lucky for the NFL for them. Like, luckily the Bears didn't go crazy. Could you imagine like a brawl, like a legitimate brawl, like how it happened with the Chargers and Raiders in Week 1? Another brawl in Houston, like with your like number one future like quarterback for the NFL, because the NFL really wants him to like blossom. Like, could you imagine that?
Nah. Well, Nico Collins will take like 3 of them. But it's early, but just watching him, like, even if his stats start fading like this, but watching him play, I got to give you credit, Cody. I think I already did and admitted I was wrong. Nico is a number 1, dude. I give you that.
No, yeah, me too. Like, I was just like, what? Like, Nico Collins.
Last year. I'm sorry. He is.
I didn't know he was that big. Like I didn't know he was like 6'4". Like
I knew
I was
that
like-
part. That's why I was like, okay, when he gets number one corners on him, he's not gonna do that. And so far, he's doing it. So fair enough.
He's like a mini Andre Johnson,
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say mini at all.
but with his play style.
Okay,
Yeah, well, I'm saying,
okay,
yeah.
got you.
I
I
mean,
was
he's
gonna say,
not
bigger
as
than
great.
Andre.
He's,
Okay,
well,
I
he's
got
not
you.
as great.
Understood,
Yeah, so
understood.
he'll be mini.
Understood. And I will say also, I get that Jalen Johnson is smaller, but he should have been following Nico. Like I
Right.
don't know what would have happened there, but I'm
But-
just saying every time they targeted Jalen, he made a play. So go against Nico, please. He's killing them. But anyways, okay.
One more point.
Go ahead,
That's
go
my
ahead.
thing about Jalen, about what you're saying about the wide receiver. If you have a wide receiver leading the league in receiving yards, by simple math, the other receivers will be nowhere near the leader. So it's just how it's going to go. Now, when the defense now realizes, oh, we can't just only focus on Diggs because Nico Collins can still lead the league in receiving yards. Well, now they're going to start focusing their secondary too on Nico Collins, which is going to leave Diggs open more and Dalton Schultz and all that. It will eventually open more and you'll see the blossom. But right now, all the defense is focused on Diggs, not blowing them up downfield for 60-yard touchdown. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I feel that. I feel that again, but there's nothing you can tell me, Cody. One reception for -3 yards, unacceptable.
Yeah. Tank Dale's had some drops.
Yeah,
He should
there
have
you
had plenty more yards, but
Uh-huh.
he's had some drops so far this year. So hopefully he gets that in
Something's
shape.
going on. Yeah, something.
Yeah.
Something's changed because last year it was beautiful, and then this year, maybe just the reps. You know, obviously the reps are going more to
Right.
Diggs and Nico, so maybe that needs to. But I think Tank is a baller, man. Tank will be okay. He ain't gonna be a number 2 statistic guy, but he'll do his part, hopefully. But yeah, I also agree. Like I saw multiple drops. It wasn't CJ's issue. But okay, I don't have the I do have one more graphic because Joe, this is why when we do our locks and underdogs, I don't shit talk. I will never say this team is gonna dog walk this team. I will never say that because then things like this happen.
I think Kyler Murray heard me, bro. I think
yeah.
I think that's what it was. Like oh, what the hell? Like, and he listened and he did what he was supposed to do. He found Marvin Harrison, bro. He found him. He had a Randy Moss like stat line. We're like, it was crazy.
Yeah. For a little bit, he did. The Rams lose to the Arizona Cardinals 10-41, and yes, I mean, Kyler Murray looked. It was one of the best quarterback performances that I've seen in a while, and that's saying something. Like we have a Lamar Jackson, and just last year specifically, and I'm not trying to shit on Lamar. That was a better performance I've ever seen Lamar have just last year. Overall, last year, that was such a brilliant performance. Marvin Harrison Jr., yes, he did his thing, especially in the beginning. At the end, he didn't need him. He was using McBride. He was using other guys, not just Marvin Harrison Jr. Also, want to put this on Marvin Harrison Jr. He played great. Don't get me wrong. A lot of the last touchdown, he was open. But after that, they started playing more man on him. And again, like I said last week, he's not, for some reason, he's playing like he's a little guy or something. And it was happening again. The guy started putting more hands on him, and he was not as effective. I don't know. I don't. And also, after the plays that were made, it seemed that Kyler didn't even really want to look that way. I don't know if it's because of that. I still think they need more time together because I don't think the chemistry, which is crazy to say after looking at last week, but I don't think the chemistry is all the way there. Kyler had a balling performance. James Conner's still great, surprisingly. I'm not going to give Arizona's defense much credit. No offense. I'm so sorry. But, I mean, hey, the offensive line is hurt. Cooper Kupp got hurt. Like, no.
Everybody's hurt.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Oh, here we go. This is where I wanted to ask. Sheriff, are you there?
I am here.
I want to talk to you, dude. I want to talk to you real quick. All right.
Okay.
So, you what was that? What was the thing you and Terrence be doing? What's the thing that with the Colts? What was your thing?
Oh, the hype train?
Yes. Are you off of this one because the Rams winning the division? Not because they suck, but because of everything that's happened. all the
yeah.
injuries.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, because remember when we said
Okay,
division
good.
winners, everything was barring injury. I remember
Oh,
that.
and it was way too early. So for sure, I
Yeah,
got you. I'm
but
just asking.
am
I'm
I
just
off the
asking.
hype? Am I off the hype train for the Rams winning the division? Absolutely not. Okay,
Come on,
absolutely not.
come
I
on,
am not
man.
off that train yet. The 49ers suck. Okay,
They don't.
okay they don't. Um, the Cardinals are doing good.
Right.
The Seahawks, Rams still got a chance.
Okay.
I'm
All
not off
right.
yet.
They got a chance for third
Slim.
place, maybe.
Listen, I can only hype
Slim.
off one train a week, man. Come on.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair. Hey, you're right. You're right. You're right. I just wanted to ask that. What's y'all's main takeaways? Joe, tell me your main takeaways from this game, other than not disrespecting any team anymore by saying they're going to get dog walked. That was
Nah, it was just uh, anybody that could come in pretty much for the Rams couldn't come into the game pretty much, and the Cardinals were able to feast off that man. James Conner turned back the clock, 21 carries, 122 yards, and a
yeah, man, he's
touchdown.
balling. He's balling, man.
Like, bro, what? Like, I don't think he's ever had that good of a stat line since he was with the Steelers. And Marvin Harrison Jr., of course, what in the second half he didn't do too good, but 4 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, flawless game. And check this out. Can y'all tell me who now leads the odds for Rookie of the Year?
Marvin Harrison.
Now it's
Jaden
Marvin
Daniels.
Harrison Jr.
Oh,
Oh,
I was gonna.
yeah.
I
Marvin
was
Harrison
gonna-
Jr.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Well, I mean, again, if he has games like that, even if it's just a first half game like he did, cool. He's definitely going to win it. Real quick, damn it, I'll do that later. Okay, let me just put this comment up right here because Chi-Town did say the Cards got a better chance. I told y'all that's the dark horse team. He was on record saying it's a dark horse team. I will say this. Offensively, you're right. Defensively, that's still going to be a problem. Just saying. Just saying. Like they got. I thought the Rams would win, but I wasn't going to be surprised if Arizona won. I did not expect Arizona to win like this, so I will give you that. But it's
Did
early.
any of y'all have it on y'all's game of the week?
I think was
The
it
last-
somebody had it. I can't remember who
I
had
know
it.
I did. Yeah, I didn't know if y'all did. That's why I had it because I thought the game could go either way. I know it was a matter of time for Marvin Harrison's catching 100 yards a game.
Yeah, only you.
Oh
did.
yeah, for sure.
Very good. Very good.
I told y'all at the beginning of the season you can kill the Caleb Williams hype train and Marvin Harrison would win Rookie of the Year, and I still stand on that.
All right. So the last graphic game before I even go to that, let's talk about the Eagles, brother. I didn't have the graphic up. I show respect. You know what I mean?
You should have had it, man. How do
Man,
you not
sorry,
have
I'm
it?
sorry. It was a later game. I realized I didn't have it, and it was already like 7:30. So yeah,
Oh,
We don't
I'm
have to
sorry.
talk about it. We don't have to
Uncle
talk about it.
Kirko, bro. Uncle Kirko went crazy last drive.
I want to say main takeaways from that game. One, Sirianni, because I have to put it on Sirianni because he's the one that gets the final say so. Offense wise.
But
You
he
watch-
came out and talked about Kellen Moore had it though. Whenever he said it,
Did he?
yeah, he said, "Oh, I give 100% faith in Kellen," and him coming from Dallas and the Chargers, bro. I already know he's a too cute of an offensive coordinator, bro. Like he tries to just do stuff that's like unnecessary. Like, bro, you have Saquon Barkley run the ball. Like, what are you doing?
See, I don't have an issue with them throwing the ball there. I get it. You have Saquon, but a Nick Sirianni offense. Nick Sirianni's a guy that says, "Oh, I'm a bully. I don't care about the other team. I don't care about their feelings." Right? So you throw the ball again. If it's Kellen Moore, fair enough. I'll give you that. But you throw the ball. Saquon drops it. You already had the balls to do that. You might as well went. The worst thing you could have did was hit the field goal. So now they're going to be much more inclined to go for a touchdown. If you just go for it, now they just have to get a field goal to tie. And then you get to go to overtime. They're not going to be as aggressive. Then you could play that style of defense that they wanted to play. I don't know why they were like 5, 7, 10 yards away from the receiver. And so they just knocked it out. Kirk Cousins wasn't playing good up to that point. But Kirk Cousins, if you give him decent protection, which he did have, and you give him space, Kirk doesn't suck. I think ever since he went with Kevin O'Connell, he got rid of some stigmas about him. They always called him that he wasn't clutch. Well, remember that year that he had the most game-winning drives, the most when they had like 8 less than 2 or 3 point games, and they won those. I think that was 2021. He had the most game-winning drives, so he was clutch for the entire year. Now, when it comes to prime time, it's prime time Kirk. Oh, prime, he always chokes. He always chokes. He hasn't as of late. So all of these weird little things that go on Kirk's name, it can't be said anymore. Mainly, I mean, let me ask
What's
y'all.
his playoff record, though?
Well,
That's
that
what's
needs
gonna
to be.
always be
Yeah,
said.
that's there.
Yeah.
You're right. You got me there. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But let me ask you, Jalen. Was it trying to be as unbiased as possible? Was it more that the Eagles lost this game or the Falcons won it?
No, the Eagles did everything they part to lose this game. They had too many. They had too many.
Yeah, I agree.
Too many avenues to go down to win the game.
Yeah.
We can start the quarter number 1, second drive. You kick the field goal. You went for it on 4th and 4. That's 3 points off the board there. We
Right.
can fast forward all the way to the end of the game. Well, I mean, no one talks about this, but Quinyon Mitchell had a pick 6. He dropped it.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah, Quinyon Mitchell
yeah.
had. No one's talking about that. Quinyon
Nobody
Mitchell
was
had a
there.
pick 6.
Right.
That would have gave us all the momentum in the world. He drops that. We can skip to the end of the game. We have a 3rd and 3. We throw the ball to Saquon. You can run the ball twice there. You can honestly tush push twice.
I agree.
Because on the tush push, you're averaging 2 yards every tush push. You're averaging 2 yards. You can literally line it up and tush push twice. So we did everything in our power to lose that game. Like that, I think the Falcons are still shocked they won. Like they're like,
Yeah.
damn, we really won that game. Oh shit!
I think at a point of time, it was a 0.7 chance that for them to win that game at a certain
Yeah,
time.
it's something
So
ridiculous.
I do agree with you. When anything's a 0.7 chance, the other team has to lose the game. So I agree.
Yeah, so we and again, that's why I know how to take a good old ass whooping. When the 49ers came to us last year and gave us that's an ass whooping. We lost that game. But when you lose a game like that, that's why I don't like losing games like this. It leaves you more buffled. You know what I mean? It leaves you more in a confusion state than when you get your ass beat. I'd rather get my ass beat. I always say this, Milton, all the time. I'd rather lose by 100 than lose by 1. Because when you lose by 1, there was something minor you did wrong to lose that game. When you lose by 100, you know there's nothing you could have done to win that game. So that's always been my motto.
That's fair. Main takeaways. White T Cody, come on, dog. Talk to me.
My main thing is I don't know if it's Sirianni, Kellen Moore, whatever, the combination of them both. Whoever's making the calls. Like he said on the second drive, you kick the field goal, you win the game. Not only that, no one's really talking about either that stupid 4th down call. What the hell was that? Was that a Jalen Hurts run outside wing? I don't know what that was. That was a terrible play. I thought anyways to get a 4th and 4 or something. It just that was just stupid. And then the 4th, like you said, in the 4th quarter, they picked the worst option possible. The only wrong option. They chose to kick the field goal. If you don't kick the field goal and you go for it and they stop, Kirk Cousins and them aren't in a hurry like they are. They're just trying to get to the 35-yard line. But since you kicked the field goal, now they have to score a touchdown, and you're seeing a desperate team that your defense was not ready for them to come out like that. And it played them. I mean, Kirk Cousins and them, I don't necessarily know if they could do that again against a team that's ready for that now. Oh, well, Kirk Cousins and them might pull a 4th-quarter comeback thing. But they definitely caught the Eagles off guard with it, and it was hilarious, kind of.
Yeah, go ahead, Joe, because Drake London didn't mix up Slay. Oh, man, that was crazy.
So that almost ruined the game right there doing that.
It did. Luckily, they got Young Wei Koo.
Yeah. So the thing with me is like you have 3rd down, even if you do not get the 4th down, or if you don't convert it on 4th down, Kirk Cousins has to go like the length of the football field almost just to score like a field goal, and you're telling me he's gonna do that in that like confines of Philly when they're going wild and crazy, like because I think whenever they scored the field goal and they got the ball, I think they were like the 30 plus. So you're already almost in field goal range to begin with. I'm like, even though they needed a touchdown to win, but I just didn't understand the play calling. Like you're wishy washy with it. I'm like, sometimes you want to go on 4 down, sometimes you want to go for a field goal. I was just like, if you're gonna be on the Dan Campbell kind of like wave, like just go with it, man, no matter what. And you bring in Saquon Barkley for these moments to get you those grimy yards down the clutch, and it was right there for the taking. I understand if he catches that ball, he probably scores. But why would you put that into like put that like it was just confusing to me that they did that because if you run the ball like 2 times, they would have literally had like maybe 20, 30 seconds, if that, to score. Like I just didn't understand that play call.
I think we all agree that the Eagles lost the game, though, right?
No, yeah, for sure. Like it was just crazy to see Kirk Cousins lead a drive like that, bro. Like nobody expected Kirk Cousins to come and do that. Like nobody.
And who he did it with too.
Yeah, that like Mooney, like really, like
Yeah.
use the key.
Yeah, let me put these comments up. Chi-Town was saying that's a lie to whenever you said
Yep.
yeah, Kellen Moore he was referring to. Everything goes through the coach, and
Yeah,
especially
yeah,
at
but
the
but
end of
they
the game.
literally had asked him after the game, asking him about that play call, and he was like, "No, I believe in Kellen," so that's why I was
Yeah,
like, "Okay,
who
well,
knows?
I believe
Who
that could
knows?
be a lie though too. Yeah, that's
Yep.
like a 50-50.
I want this to be for Jalen. So the Eagles' loss is worse than the Cowboys. I'll go to
Ooh,
Yes.
Jalen first.
Yeah, if you heard my logic, yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Losing
right.
by
He's
one is
consistent.
worse. Losing by one is worse than getting the belt to ass. I'd rather get the belt to ass
But
than to lose.
You're
I'd
so
rather
funny, dude.
because there's no way to win that game. I hate losing by a close game. But here's my last thing of why the Eagles tried to lose that game. This guy Vic, y'all been trying to tell me about with this defensive coordinator, whoever the hell his name is.
Vic Fangio."
Hey, man.
Whatever,
Okay.
whatever. This guy is running a prevent
I saw.
on
Yeah,
the
that's
last
bad.
drive, giving up 30 yards. Bro, I'm done.
Listen, that was bad. Hey,
Take the
I'm
cowboy hat off and throw it, and just be like, "I'm
I'm
pissed."
one of the guys. I'm one of the guys that was saying, "Oh man, y'all got Vic Fangio." So that's part of that. Hey, I don't know what I don't know why he did that. I truly don't get it. I
A
don't
minute
get it.
40, a minute 40
A minute
left.
40, yeah.
And you're
But
running
I
a
think
prevent.
I don't know if it was just because he got caught by surprise, like, oh, there. Wait a minute, we're going for the field goal. Because if y'all didn't get, if let's say you went for it on fourth and you didn't get it, prevent would have been okay in that position. It would have been okay. Okay, we're not giving the touchdown. We're not giving the touchdown. And if they get a field goal, I don't care. Let's go for overtime.
Yeah.
So I don't know, dude, but that was really bad by him.
Bro,
I don't-
I've never been one of them guys that say Vegas has something to do with that, but man, 97% of the money was on the Eagles, bro. Come on. Come on.
That's tough. Damn, that is tough though. Okay. Last game I want to go over real quick before Jalen has to go is Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff. We had Tampa Bay upsetting the Detroit Lions. The score being 20-16. Now, I've been talking a lot. So, what is y'all's main takeaway of this game? I'll get Cody first.
Baker Magic. He might be legit. Okay, Baker might be all right as a top 15, top 20 quarterback in the league. He might be all right. The offense looks good, but the defense looks even better. I like Bucks defense. I definitely did not see their defense being this good coming into the league. Overall, I like where they're at. They have a pretty easy schedule too. I think. I don't think it's super hard. I would guess in the middle tier probably, especially with their division. So I think the Bucks, because I'm telling you, Derek Carr is going to come to reality. So I think the Bucks going to win the division.
Okay, what do you think, Joe?
So the thing with me with Detroit is, you would think, in good weather, Jared Goff would do good. He put up numbers, but 2 picks, and Jamison Williams is starting to come on just a little bit. But can anybody tell me where Sam Laporta's been the past 2 weeks, man? Like,
Yeah.
did he go missing
Right.
all of a sudden? Like, Amon Ra, 11 catches, 119 plus yards. JMO have 5 catches for almost 80 plus yards. So they're doing their job. You would think that you would hammer this run game. The two-headed monster. Gibbs only had 84 yards. Montgomery only had 35 yards. Like it was just like a sloppy game. From Detroit. Usually, is on their offense is pretty much good, for the most part. And Baker didn't have a crazy stat line. He was only 12 for 19 for like 185 yards. Godwin caught majority of those
Yep.
yards.
Yep.
So it was just puzzling. Like this is the kind of this almost was well, it was a trap game for Detroit, and these are the games that Detroit cannot fall into. They if they want to get that number one seed overall in the NFC for the playoffs, they cannot afford to lose games like this. These games are going to be possibly the games that bite them in the ass down the line, why they didn't get the number one overall seed and have home field throughout, which Jared Goff needs in order for them to compete.
Yeah. Ross St. Brown had 19 targets. So 19 plus the 11. So 30 targets went to St. Brown and Jamison Williams. Laporta only got 3 targets. So, yeah, very weird. Main takeaways, Jalen.
Both these teams now after that game, I have a question mark of how good are the Bucks and are the Lions? How good are the Bucks is my first question, and then with the Lions is, are they for real this season? Because week 1 they went to overtime with a hurt Rams team. They're not they wasn't as hurt as they are now, but that was a hurt Rams team.
Right.
One, and then now you lose to the Bucks. So are the Bucks serious? You know what I mean? Are they really good, or are the Lions? Again, week 2, all the other season with these teams, like what is the identity of the season? And that's what I'm trying to figure out with the Lions, because right now they don't look impressive right now. With the best, what y'all said was the best O-line at the beginning of the season. They got David Montgomery, Gibbs at the running back. They got Amon-Ra, Jameson Wilson. Wilson, he's showing out right now. But you go to overtime with the Rams, you lose to the Buccaneers. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Well, one, you're right, and it is a good question mark to both of these teams have legitimately question marks, like you said. Tampa Bay beat the brakes off of Washington. Washington's not good. Washington's not good. The Lions, we don't know what's going on with the Lions, like you said. So you beat the Lions, like, oh, is that a good thing? Or it's like, okay, maybe we just read that wrong. But offensive line-wise, I would say pass blocking, yeah, they aren't top 5s thus far. Run blocking, they're also not top 5. They're not bottom, but they're not playing as well together at the moment, as far as your point to the Lions' offensive line. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I also noticed Jahmyr Gibbs. Yeah, you seen it. Where was Montgomery at, and where's Gibbs at this game? I'm telling you, y'all see it through the season. Trusting Gibbs. They had the same amount of carries, but one had almost triple the yards.
No, yeah, for sure.
Trusting Gibbs, bro. I'm telling you, Gibbs is the future of that running back thing.
Well, I think it's just matchup wise, because the inside is going to be so cluttered. You got Villa, you got good linebacker core.
Was he even there though? I thought did he get hurt this game?
I think he got hurt in the game.
Okay, Villa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Also, shout out to Zion McCollum. The dude had an amazing game. He had 4 pass breakups, an interception, 6 tackles, all of them solo. 85 snaps he played. He played almost all the entire game. I don't know who this guy was, but every time I was watching, I saw that last name. Like McCollum. I was like, who the heck is that? I have no idea who that is, but shout out to that guy. Okay, we got an hour 18. How much longer do you think you got, Jalen?
Probably like another 10 minutes, and then
all right. Gotcha. So let us do our games of the week. I will have. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about, since we got Jalen for 10. Let us actually jump to one of the games of the week that fit all of our papers. So let's talk about it. And Jalen has a very hot take on his lock, and it's very confusing. But let's get him to explain. Let's get him to explain.
Hey, don't y'all you laughed last week, damn it.
And he went 2-0, by the way, everybody. Because we're gonna go over that, but Jalen's not gonna be here, but he did go 2-0. So
is that your dog of the week, Jalen?
Who right here?
Yeah.
That's
No,
all.
this is
No,
no,
it's,
this
the
is my
Saints are the
lock.
favorite. Saints are the favorite.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Is this his dog of the week?
My
But
lock.
Oh shit.
yeah. That's what again. So let's talk about it. Game in week 3, one of the games that is going to be very, very interesting is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles at the Superdome against the New
Mhm.
Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints on a crazy hot streak. Again, there's only been 3 teams, I think, since the merger, or 2 that scored 91 points in the 2-game period. So, well, the first 2 games, and I
Well,
think one of them were him. One of
on
them
all
were
of
the
their
Saints.
on all of their possessions too, they scored too. So that's another
Yeah,
stat.
all of the starting, because whenever they had the what's it called, the backups in,
They punted.
they punted. So, but as a starter group, yes, that's 100% correct. So they're going against the Philadelphia Eagles, which again had the heartbreaking loss, and matchup wise, unless the Saints, unless the Saints are frauds, this looks like a very, very good matchup for the Saints, just because of looking at how the secondary is playing. Quinyon Mitchell is playing well, but he also is playing somewhat like a rookie. Slay, I hate to say this, I'm not a fan of Slay anymore, dude. He was good. He's not that good anymore. Just he gets cooked too many times. I can't put him out there. Okay, Jalen, I want you to talk about this game, actually, brother, because you just did that.
All right.
Just did
Well, I
that.
gotta. Well, this is my lock of the week. Okay.
What the
I'm,
hell?
lo-
That's
I'm
crazy.
locking in the Saints. Look, I'm locking in the Saints to beat my Eagles this week. We'll get it together after the bye week, week 5. We'll get it together. But come Sunday, the Saints, they gonna look at C.J. Gardner-Johnson and they gonna say Shaheed run right past him because that's what's been happening all season so far. They gonna tell Kamara, hey, look, just run through the A gap because they can't feel it for some reason. So Kamara gonna get all. And this is my lock of the week. I still love my Eagles, but I'm a football fan too, and I know 2 + 2 = 4. And the way this offense been happening, and the way this defense been speaking, come on now, my lock of the week right here.
Brilliant. Let's break this game down. That was the most brilliant breakdown, but let's keep it going. Cody, come on, talk to me, dude.
I think actually, as much as Jalen and everybody's shitting on the Eagles, I don't think the Eagles are that far from being good enough to win the division for sure. I don't think that we should all just, as you were doing, jump off the hype train of the Eagles. I would not be surprised if the Eagles jump right back and Saquon has a big game. Dude, Saquon has been looking amazing. I'm really rooting for him too. I like the way he's been utilized, even though he dropped the pass. But dude, if he gets that pass and gets in the touchdown, y'all rooting, he's fucking MVP already by week 2. So Saquon and the Eagles, I don't think are just a clean wipe. Don't let the Saints come in doing what the Cowboys did to them. You see what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, no,
I go ahead. I was gonna. I'll let you go, Jalen. Sorry, but I don't think Jalen is saying the Eagles suck. It's just matchup wise. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I was just saying in general, and
Okay.
in a lot of people saying the Eagles, oh, they're not that good,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody.
but
Right.
I still think the Eagles look nice, man.
Go ahead,
yeah,
Jalen. Sorry for cutting you off.
yeah, no, yeah. It's not that I don't believe in my team. It's not that. It just, from last week to this week, from what the Saints did on the field and what the Eagles did on the field. If we're doing just locks of the week,
Right.
I'm looking at all the games. I'm like, look, the Saints are literally scoring every possession. We're struggling in the secondary right now. So for my lock of the week, I mean, it's kind of like one of those teeter-totter things. Like if my Eagles win, I'm happy, but if
Right.
my lock wins, I'm also happy
Mm.
because this is what I thought would happen. So I'm not mad either way at this one. So that's why I went there.
I'm gonna put this on Chi-Town. Chi-Town says, "Have they said sorry about the Saints? They haven't, and I don't think they will until I don't know what will it take. What will it take that?
Super
All
Bowl.
right, Milton was no. It better not. That's not fair.
If they do it again this week, I feel like a lot of people start believing in them for real.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I still got them out of top 5, but if they do it again this
Oh,
week,
shit.
they're
Out of,
definitely in
out of
there.
top 5.
Yeah, that's controversial, but
Damn.
I'm not fully sold on it. I mean, they played one NFL team. The other team was the Carolina Panthers. So they've played one game so far. Like,
Okay, we'll see.
you know what I mean? If they do it again, though, if they do it again, they got my full attention. Derek Carr for MVP. Fuck that.
Okay, you don't have to. Do
Derek
that.
Carr for MVP.
When we get to your list, I hope it's consistent.
Man,
Okay.
man, what are you on then if you're saying that now?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, I mean, if they scoring 40 a game, hey, I mean, you gotta.
Yeah. But okay, so with this game, I'll put it back on the screen. The Philadelphia Eagles at the New Orleans Saints. I think it's just matchup wise, from what we've seen up to week 2, this is going to be good for the Saints. Like Jalen said, Gardner Johnson is great, especially against the run. Against the pass, he has been getting kind of a little just out there. It's not looked very good. Maddox has been getting cooked the entire year.
Oh, he needs to. Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey, I was watching. I think it was week 1, and I was also saying the same thing, and you were saying Maddox was getting just every time in the end zone was just getting cooked the entire time.
Put Cooper DeJean in a damn game. I'm trying to see him about taking headaches. I'm tired of it. God.
Yeah. So I think matchup wise, if it's Olave in the middle of the field, who's going to guard? Who's going to stop that in the middle of the field and the end? Just the 5 to 15 yard range. Olave is one of the best in the league at that. Now deep route. Now we got a new guy in Rashid Shaheed. Hasn't been stopped yet. So I think we're in for maybe it not be a touchdown. Maybe somebody actually will be out there, but it's going to be a big play definitely to be had on this Eagles secondary. The pass rush is not as good as I thought it would be, and the Saints offensive line looks like it's better than we all thought it would be. So I think even with them stopping the run, the Eagles are decent at stopping the run when they want to, like when it's designed for them to do so. But a lot of these big runs that you saw Bajan have, I think there's definitely looking at Kamara. I'm pretty sure Kamara could do the same exact thing. Also, your linebacker, before you go, again, you got to get rid of Nakobe Dean, dude. He kind of sucks. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm waiting for Devin White. I don't know where he's been. I don't know.
He's hurt still, I guess, but
that's what I'm. And we got Devin White for a reason, so I understand that.
Man, when I watch him, dude, I get tired of it. I get so tired of it. Zach Bond, beautiful. I mean, the guy is amazing, but yeah, that guy is absolutely terrible. Okay. Any main take? Well, any other breakdown y'all want to do with the Eagles and Saints game? Jalen, if you got to leave, brother, please say your piece, though. Don't just leave us, dude.
Yeah, no, I'll say again. I'll say my piece about this. I know this is a weird, lock of the week and everything. I'm going to get my team, but again, I'm playing into the game that we are playing. It is the lock of the week, and again, sometimes as a football fan, first you got to look at matchups, and the way this matchup is looking, it looks favorable in the Saints fashion. So if I'm trying to beat y'all and get a lock of the week, if I got to sacrifice my team,
that's good. Brilliant, man.
I'm going to do it.
That's brilliant. Anything from you, Cody? Anything from you, Joe, before we move on to another game of the week?
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Joe.
No, the only thing I was going to say is Philadelphia, can you just run the ball with Saquon and you limit the Saints offense from being on the field? I'm like, you've shown, you can do that. Can they do it and just continue to do it? Not trying to get out of it and be cute,
Mm-hmm.
Right, I agree basically what Joe's saying. I don't know if it's necessarily such a lock because Philly could still show up and do something.
Right, Philly is a good team, so
right.
Yes, it's a tough lock. And let's speak on your lock before you leave. So Washington winning. Hey, if the Giants, it's a what if, but if the Giants had a kicker, it would have been tied. Just saying, They had to go for it, to go for 2 every single time. It would have been 21-21. It's whatever. All right, you didn't.
No, you're right,
but still, I got. It.
Right, yeah, you're right.
I
got lucky with that lock. I know.
Seeing that was crazy. I'm like, yo, all you needed was an extra point, and it's tied. That doesn't make. And y'all scored 3 times. Danny Dimes actually didn't look bad. That's why Washington sucks. Dan Quinn needs more pieces. He's not the guru that everybody thinks he is. He needs pieces in place for the defense to look good.
No, definitely for sure.
Okay. But Jalen, you want to We're at about an hour, almost 30.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you, brother. I ain't gonna hold you, brother.
yeah, it's an hour 30. But yeah, I'll see y'all. Well, I'll talk to y'all in the group chat. But yeah, yeah, I just gotta go, bro. I've been, constantly going to going. I gotta give myself some rest, bro. I got one more day. I work 6 a.m.s this week. So tomorrow's number 6. So I'll be getting about 5 every day, and I gotta give myself some rest today, bro. So yeah, that's why I gotta slide out of here. But much love to y'all. I'm out of here.
Plug your TikTok real quick, brother.
Oh yeah. Also, if y'all want to follow me on TikTok, I go live every single day, NFL debate topics and all that. The handle is Jalen West _93. That's where you can catch me at for everyday NFL talk.
There we go. Jalen, appreciate it, brother.
All right, yeah, appreciate y'all. Much love to y'all.
Very good. All right, fellas. Okay, so let's talk about another game of the week voted by, I don't know, actually. Let me see this.
I don't know, actually.
Voted by, me.
So honest.
Yeah, just me.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
All right, let's talk about it, guys. All right, let's talk about
Disgusting.
it. So we,
I think
Jose as well. Sorry.
I think that's a Monday night game, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So Jacksonville at Buffalo. Hold on, before I say that. Yes, Jacksonville at Buffalo. I think it's a great matchup and a great game just because the last four Jacksonville has won. Well, no, the last 4. 3 of the last 4 Jacksonville has won.
Hasn't like half of them though been played like in London, I think, right?
Hey, I don't make the rules, dude. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and this game's in Orchard Park, so
That's
yeah.
cool.
If we're looking at London, yeah.
Okay, but with Jacksonville, they're one play away and one terrible call away from being 1-1, and their last game. Yes, Trevor Lawrence has to play better, but also, man, I'll say this when it comes to Jacksonville. But what's the rookie wide receiver, Byron Thompson?
Oh, he's looking like a number 1, bro. He's looking nice.
He, out of all of the wide receivers, Marvin Harrison has the 1 game. And yes, Byron Thomas has the 1 drop.
Shoot, in the first game against Miami, he was cooking. Like, I don't know why they went away from him.
I think both of these in 2 games, he's looked the best out of 2 games.
Oh, out of all the rookies, like right now, in my opinion, he should be offensive rookie of the year so far. But of course, Marvin Harrison has a crazy stat line, and everybody's gonna clamor to that. Of course,
it's the name too. So, but they have a good. I believe he's going to be a number 1 receiver. I think with the matchup, this matchup can potentially be favorable for Jacksonville if they play it right. I get especially Cody. I get it. Jacksonville sucks. I got it. But I think just matchup wise, their secondary has played up to par. Yes. But I think if they start getting tested a little bit more, it can go south for them, at least in this game. Also, when it comes to Trevor Lawrence, he's not played bad, but he needs to play better. He's a $50 million quarterback. He hasn't played bad at all, but he does need to take that next step in performance, just because otherwise this team is going to go 0-3. And I don't believe in there's 0-3 teams in the past that's made the playoffs and all that, but it's rare. And I don't think Jacksonville will be one of those rare ones to do that. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Buffalo is 2-0. They're looking fantastic. It's very under the radar wise because they're not doing anything fancy. They're not doing anything outlandish like they were doing past years. But Josh Allen has been very efficient versus turnover king and all that. But what's y'all's biggest breakdown? Well, what's y'all's breakdown of this game? Biggest matchups to watch for? Give me y'all spill on it. Joe, I'll have you go first, brother.
So with me, the big thing for me, can Joshua Allen Hines or Hines Allen, however he does it now, can he wreak havoc on this game? If he can get in the backfield and kind of what he's done in the past against the other Josh Allen and dominate, if he could do that, he can slow the game up and help out Jacksonville because he is the one key piece on that defense that can game wreck. You know, on the Bills' offensive line, it's a little older. You know, they did lose a couple pieces. So can he go out that O-line and make it a game where James Cook isn't as effective, which makes Josh Allen have to do a little bit more with the ball in his hands?
Agree. What did you think, Cody?
I think that's a great point. I think that's going to be how you beat the Bills. You go at Josh Allen. I don't have much trust in his receivers, to be honest. As much as he's making them look good right now. As far as them being actual, true, great wide receivers, I don't see it. So I think that's going to end up hindering him in the long run. And all I can say is how it's worked is because he's been going up against bad secondaries. When he goes up against good defenses, this Buffalo hype is going to slow down a lot.
Well, luckily he's going against another bad defense in Jacksonville, so
Right, that's
that's
what
gonna
I'm
help.
saying. So I think he'll win this one, but I do see the Buffalo thing slowing down.
But Jacksonville, as of at least these last two games, have been stopping the run. So this whole James Cook thing is going. They're going to have to depend on those not number one wide receivers. So that's where it's going to get tricky. Yeah, the Jacksonville Jaguars defense. I mean, they've been laughed at all offseason, but thus far, I believe they are a top 7, top 8 run stopping defense so far. So they're stopping the run. It's just
Yeah,
they're
no,
not
for
doing they're
sure.
not doing much else at that. Okay. Let us let me since we don't do the like pick'ems on this live, let me get who do y'all have winning in that game while I pull up the next one.
I have Buffalo, man. I just think Josh Allen, man, is on a kind of an aggression tour or whatever, like a revenge tour. Like everybody was doubting him, like, oh, he's not that good now without Stephon Diggs, and I feel like he's showing the NFL why he's that good.
What you think, Cody?
I got Buffalo as well. I
Okay.
do think Josh Allen's just winning and doing his thing. But I do think it could be a good game.
Okay, very good. All right, one of the next games of the week, and this is voted by both of you, Joe, Cody, and I agree with you, is going to be the Chargers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. They 2-0 teams fighting
And who would have,
for who's going to lose the O, basically.
yeah, and who would have thunk both of these teams would be 2-1 going into week 3?
You got
I
me.
sure as hell didn't. I'm like, this is probably one of the lowest over unders of the week. I think when I last checked, if I look at it right now, it's at 35.5. And let me see. And the Steelers are favored in this game by 1.5. So let me just check real quick.
Damn, Steelers favorite. I guess because it's
Yeah,
home, but
Well, it's at home. Yeah. So let me look at all these games real quick.
they
And
are favored. They
what,
are.
like 2 point? What'd you say?
point and a half or what,
One.
1.5. Yeah. So yeah. So all these games they have the lowest over under 35.5. So that means ain't nobody scoring points in this game.
All right. While we go over Pittsburgh, because like you, I wanted to make sure that I was not going to put my foot in my mouth here, but nobody predicted this, but I did. I had Pittsburgh starting 4-0. Just by the way, Pittsburgh, and you had them 1-4. You son of a. But
Hey, Milstradamus man over here.
okay. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, I think Pittsburgh. Again, I had them starting off hot, but just finishing off a little. So their defense, I knew their defense would be a top level defense. I didn't think Cam Hayward would come back like this. Last year he wasn't. One, he got hurt, so that's fair, but he wasn't playing as well as he normally did. So I'm thinking age, of course. I knew Highsmith and TJ Watt are going to be a problem for anybody, but
Yeah.
Hayward coming to play as well. Well, yeah, that kind of that's definitely me keeping them off of a top 5 defensive line. Yeah, I was definitely. It's early, but I'm definitely wrong for sure on that, 100%. But a great matchup. I think a lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, Pittsburgh has the better," because when we go over top 5s, and if this counteracts y'all, hey, what? Just know it's in my pocket. They keep saying, "Oh, well, Pittsburgh has a top defense. This." Well, in yards and points, the Chargers are better, and they have a better offense. So I don't understand that kind of logic. Yeah, don't get me wrong. The Chargers have beaten a Las Vegas team, which I mean depends on what you think about Las Vegas. Even though they beat Baltimore, and they just beat up the Panthers. So like you said, Cody, they're basically 1-0. So that's fair.
Right.
But Pittsburgh, they beat Atlanta the first game with Achilles Kirk, and Their second game, Denver, which to me is a bye as well. So, yeah, I think both of these teams are going to be showing a lot. I think it's going to be an ugly game, but it is a game that I do think, one, it's going to be interesting, but two, I got the Chargers winning this game, sliding this out. We'll go over other things, but yeah, I think. Well, what's your main breakdown of this game, Cody?
I want to see if the Chargers can sustain scoring more than 2 touchdowns against a good defense that's already going to be locking down secondary. See if the J.K. Dobbins can still show up. I want to see if he can at least get 60, 70, 80 yards at least, because that's a difference maker for them, I feel like, so far this season, is how much he showed up for them, because I don't feel like anyone predicted that coming out of Los Angeles. So that's been, I feel like, the surprise that's caught everyone off guard so much. But I feel like Pittsburgh, if anyone's going to come prepared to stop that. So I'm interested to see how that plays out and if Chargers offense still looks as good against a good defense, because we know Pittsburgh's offense is not going to be there and they're going to rely on the defense and they'll be there. So we'll kind of see how that goes. Justin Fields kind of just been doing what he can to get by with the win, but we'll see if that lasts too.
Yeah, because both of these defense, again, so far are legitimately top 5 in almost every category. Defense yards per play, per offensive play, the Chargers are number 3. Pittsburgh's actually not in the top 10. Interesting. Takeaways, Pittsburgh is number 3. The Chargers are right behind at number 4. So it's going to be interesting, but also with the Chargers, yes, they've been relying on JK.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pittsburgh, their defense is top tier, but I think it's just the front. I don't think their secondary is anything to write home about. I don't think their secondary is that great. Deshaun Elliott, he plays good, of course. Minka's Minka, but in coverage wise, they have coverage. They have broken coverages. It's just they're not playing these teams that are going to expose it. Justin Herbert, if he's still Justin Herbert, I think he'll be able to use the play action to expose some of this, because Quinn Johnson just came off of a 2-touchdown game.
He's still
mid. He's still mid. He ain't good yet, but that's better than all of last year, right? Just
by a long shot.
Right. Just that game is better than all what we saw last year from him. So, any more takeaways from this game? Any interesting takes? Anything like that?
So the thing with me is J.K. Dobbins. If you would have told me by this time going into week 3, he's the leading rusher in the NFL, you're crazy.
Right.
So it's just crazy to me. Like he's looking like there's a picture of him. I know he's not this guy by any means, but he had a picture of him.
What is going on? Am I next? Is this? It's like
Okay. All right, Joe. Come on. Talk to me.
J.K. Dobbins.
What happened? Why'd you throw me out?
I didn't throw you out. It's just it's disconnected. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, yeah, but it was just crazy to me to see that picture of J.K. Dobbins in a LT jersey, man, and seeing him coming back from not 1 but 2 Achilles injuries, man. Seeing him do this, like a lot of people were writing him off, like, bro, just retire, don't even come back. Like, what are you doing? And and Coach Harbaugh over here is reviving careers, pretty much. Johnson's a bunch of other guys on that team, and it's crazy to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the offensive line is looking just wonderful.
I'm like Joe Alt and Slater together, like probably the best 2 tackles. Like I know it's early, but playing like top 2 tackles in all football.
Yeah, I would say it's early, but them and the Vikings combination, O'Neal and Darashaw, both of these teams, and they're both 2-0, so that's funny enough. Okay, let's go to another game of the week, voted by, I think, all of us. Yep, all of us. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's talk about it. We got the Baltimore Ravens going to Jerry's World, playing the Dallas Cowboys, an 0-2 team going against a 1-1 team. Hey, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think either way, it's going to make me smile. I just want everybody to know this because if the Ravens lose, I'm looking more right than ever. I'm looking
Yeah.
more right than ever. And if the Cowboys lose, well, I'm still looking decent. And it's the Cowboys losing, so it's going to be kind of funny to talk about. So, Joe, I'll give it to you, brother. Your main breakdown for the Baltimore Ravens at Jerry's World against your Cowboys.
So before I start, can y'all name me the last MVP to start 0-2?
Oh, two questions. Is there one?
Yes. So
Okay.
so there's two now. So there was one in early 2002, and now there's another one.
Oh, early 2002.
Kurt
Gannon.
Warner.
Kurt Warner's one, and can you name the other one?
Whoa. Oh, there's not Lamar.
It's Lamar.
Okay, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, okay, yeah.
All right.
So think about this. They're 0-2 to start off. They could have won against Kansas City, then they blew it against the Raiders.
Mhm.
I'm like, now they're playing the Cowboys. Both of these teams, if you think about it, could it possibly be their season already? If you start 1-2 or 0-3
Right.
already, and it's crazy to see. The main thing for me is if Ferg is going to be back for Dallas or not. If Ferg can come back, he missed last week's game. It was a big time miss. You could tell Dak was missing him big time, especially on that one play where the guy slipped out of his break and the guy pretty much caused the interception. If he's in this game, I see the Cowboys, winning this game. Roquan Smith cannot guard everybody, and Humphreys is up and down. And the thing with that is, if CD is banged up right now, from what they say, his ankle is a little sore. So I hope Ferg is there, because if not, it's not gonna be looking good for Dallas.
Because that's your matchup right there. Is Baltimore? They need Wiggins back because there's a reason why they brought him. Because also early take, but it looks like I'm wrong on Humphrey too. Humphrey's been getting cooked these last two damn games. So I might be wrong on Humphrey, but Rashee Rice killed their secondary. Devontae Adams in the second half killed their secondary. So CD, what do you think CD's going to do if he's healthy? Kill their secondary. There's not going to change. So that's where I would favor you. But if CD is not 100%, you're 100% right, dude. You got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, the thing with me is if Ferg is there, he helps out. Like, even if CD is not 100%, Ferg helps out CD just as much, even if he's not fully healthy, because Ferg is a guy, you have to look at him through the middle, through the scheme and stuff like that. You can't just scheme CD up all game long. Ferg is another guy you got to scheme for.
Let me ask you, what's your most highly anticipated matchup when it comes to this game?
If Ferg is healthy and he's playing Roquan Smith against Ferg.
Okay. Same question goes to you, Cody.
What would be my most highly anticipated?
Yeah, it could
matchup?
be whatever it is. Doesn't matter what. It is.
I guess I want to see how they rush Dallas's offensive line if they know that CD Lamb's not going to be there and there's no one to throw to. I want to see how Dallas's line is going to hold up against, because Baltimore loves to blitz. So
Very much so. Yeah, it's going to be a very, very intriguing matchup. Go ahead.
No, and then it's another week of hearing paint dry pretty much with Tom Brady calling Cowboy games.
Well, come on, man. Give him
is
a
he
break.
calling all the Cowboy games or something?
So pretty much all the games of the week for Fox, for the most part, is Cowboy games, and he's the number one announcer for Fox. So I'm gonna end up starting putting the games on mute now.
I think he'll end up getting really good at talking Cowboys, because if he's constantly talking about the freaking Cowboys, you're going to get pretty familiar with everybody and their best play style or whatever. But who are you favoring, Cody? Who are you favoring in this matchup specifically? You don't have to say lock or anything like that, but who are you favoring in this matchup? I already know who you got, Joe, but go ahead.
I'm going to go. Can I give a score too?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to go Baltimore 24-17.
All right. Because the thing is, I think it's more detrimental for Baltimore to lose just because it's 0-3. So that's the easy answer. But also because their division. I think one when we talk about, well, we'll talk about it later. But the Browns, they're 1-1, and then the Steelers are 2-0. When it comes to the Cowboys, if they lose, let's say the Saints do beat the Eagles. Well, then okay, they'll be
One,
tied.
two, one, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Like because one of the other teams are, Washington. Yeah, one of them will finally win a game, maybe, and it'll be okay. You'll all be tied, so it'll be
Yeah.
completely fine. Comparable to these guys that are everybody's Super Bowl pick, will go 0-3. Oh man, I'm not gonna take a victory lap yet because I've taken too early victory laps and it just blew up in my face. So I'll wait a little bit, but it is going to be a very, very fun matchup for me because also I wanted to kind of get this out of y'all, but I kind of rushed it. When it comes to the like Cowboys Saints thing, either way, like when I've been talking to other people, it's a win because it's either you're going to say the Cowboys defense sucks, so that's what happened, or the Saints are actually good. It's a win-win. Doesn't matter which one, but I missed my opportunity, so I'll leave it alone. Okay, anything else from the Baltimore Ravens Cowboys game? Anything y'all want to mention, takes, anything like that before we move on?
So the one thing I want to get off my chest with the Ravens is that as Lamar as a quarterback, he's usually owned the NFC. So
Yep.
it's going to be interesting to see if that continues. And then two, the Cowboys just dropped a game at home, and they haven't done that in a long time. So does it happen back-to-back weeks? That's one thing.
Ooh.
That'll be interesting.
I
See, what's
wonder how
more,
long it's been since they had back-to-back home losses.
well,
Shoot.
technically, well, regular season it depends because
Well, regular season-
right, because they just had one. Wait, your first game, yeah, it was at the Dog Pound, so technically you just had one. But yes, regular season, I don't know when the last time that's ever happened. So. It's gonna be a wild thing because it's either okay, the streak is gonna go from Lamar, the streak's gonna go from home.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be interesting. Okay, so the next game that I want to discuss with you fellas is going to be the Houston Texans. Cody's Houston Texans going to Minneapolis playing the Vikings. Two 2-0 teams, two undefeated teams. And it's going to be a good one. We got a team that is a big surprise, and we got a team that not a lot of people are surprised that they're 2-0. So, no, well, Joe, let me ask you, Joe, first, because Joe, you had the hot take this offseason. Is this the last? The Vikings aren't going to win any more games?
Let me look at it. Let me go to the schedule real quick.
I'm going to stay consistent. Yeah, they're actually going to lose the rest of the game.
Okay.
Because Sam Darnold, he got one more game. So that's the
One,
negative for you, Cody.
2.
3 games in him, dude. After the fourth game, if he plays good a fourth game, then we
They
have a
got-
different Sam Darnold.
They got like 2-ish games, 2-ish, 3-ish
Okay.
games that they can win.
And you gotta hold the same standard for us in the Saints, then, Milton.
Talk to me. What do you mean?
You're saying if the Saints have 4 good games, then we'll give them the acknowledgement. Not already.
Yeah, because a lot of us had them with like 6-11 or like 5-12.
Right.
Right.
So no, that's fair. But I'm saying just off of stats. So Sam
Yeah,
Darnold
no,
had
I'm like-
3. Every time he starts 3 games, he's good, and then after that third game, he always falls off. That's why I'm going off of that.
Like the Giants game, I had like maybe they could win it, like because it's the Giants at the end of the day. But I was thinking that their defensive line would wreak havoc against Sam Darnold. And then the San Francisco game, man, like I don't know what it is. I'm like San Francisco has not beaten them since like '92 for some fucking reason. Like that's a crazy stat out there that it's continuing to unfold, and it's just crazy to see them being 2-0 with Sam Darnold and not a plethora of weapons. You know, Addison's still not there. Aaron Jones, I don't know, has he really played good or not yet? I think
Not last game.
Chandler. I think Chandler's their starting running back, and I think he's been playing a lot better than him.
All right, real quick question. Fantasy. Adrian Meza, make sure you subscribe, brother. Thank you for the comment. Should I trade Kyron and Tank for Lamb?
I would.
Mm.
I say 1,000%.
Because Tank's not gonna get the numbers that he used to get.
No,
he's
not.
bona fide 3, so he's not even technically a flex in my opinion right now. With
He's not.
all the guys that they have, you know, you got Mixon, you got Diggs, and you got Nico. Those are 3 guys I think they're gonna get the portion of the fantasy numbers before Tank even does. And Kyron, I don't know how it's gonna be the next couple of weeks. The way the offensive line has been horrible.
Right.
If you can just trade those 2 guys for Lamb, man, like run, accept it, like just try to do it as
That's
soon
it.
as possible.
Agreed. 1000% agree. There's no issue with that. You got to do it, dude. Okay. Going back to the game. Okay. Break this down for me, Cody. What do you expect? How do you think this matchup is going to play out? Because Minnesota Vikings defense has been putting a lot of teams on notice. Brian Flores, like I was telling my brother Joe here, that's why I couldn't see 2 wins. They have Brian freaking Flores. He's going to scheme something up, and this is kind of what's going on right now.
So before we start though, how's Van Ginkel been doing? That's what I want to know.
Fantastic, actually. He has a pick 6 already, and he almost had another one last game.
No, but has he become like a DN stud? That's what I want to know.
So far, yeah, I would say, yeah.
Mm.
He's a huge part on that defensive line, yeah, and they're utilizing him correctly. So yes. So you thought you got me there, but no, I've been keeping count. Van Ginkel.
No, that's what I want to know because the Vikings, man, I don't know what's going on in Minnesota the past 2 weeks.
Brian Flores is what's going on, and Kevin O'Connell.
Right.
And Sam Darnold's 3-game historic skid, progression. But Cody, break this down for me, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'll admit, as a Texans fan, I am a little nervous about the Minnesota team, only because we have banged up Joe Mixon. We don't even know if he's going to play yet, so therefore we'll be leaning on Dameon Pierce, which Dameon Pierce did not practice. I know he's a little banged up still too. So then we would be even leaning back on Cam Akers, which is very scary.
Yep.
And then Nico Collins was banged up too. I know he didn't practice. So we also have a couple O-line guys that's banged up,
Yes.
Didn't practice. So I'm a little nervous about that, and their defense is looking very strong to start the season. But on the other hand, Danielle Hunter's returning to Minnesota. I think people are overlooking that, and they've been going crazy. So I don't understand why he would turn down for this game of all games. And there's Sam Darnold back there. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? If there's anybody out there worth going to get, it might be Sam Darnold on the Vikings. So I could see this game going either way. That's why I have the Vikings as my dog for the week, because they could come out on top. But I hope that the Texans just get it going through the passing game and light them up.
Okay, let me comment on one of the. Also, Jonathan Grenard, hey, going back to Houston. Well, not going back to Houston, but
Playing his former team.
playing his former team. So hey, it could go either way. What if Daniil? Both of them have good games, but their offensive line is playing very, very good, and y'all's offensive line's not playing great, and also it's hurt. I'll say this: if your center's out, I can't think of his last name. That's good. That's going to be very cause of concern, brother.
Patterson or something like that, or I'm getting them mixed up.
I can't think of
I
his
think it's
name.
like Scruggs, like Patterson.
Yeah,
Scruggs.
Scruggs. Yeah.
Yep.
So if he's out, that's going to be a problem, brother. I mean, Slowick is offensive genius up to this point. CJ Stroud's very smart with his play call, keeping the play call. The reason why I hesitate, I am with turnover-worthy plays, and it is crazy, bro. Even last year and this year, he'll be top 5, top 6 turnover-worthy plays and doesn't get them. It pisses me off a little bit because it doesn't piss me off like I want him to be bad, but all the other players, they'll have the interceptions because they're turnover-worthy plays. They'll get the interceptions. Like this year, he only has like 3 or 4, yet he doesn't have interception. The other guys that have 3 or 4 have like 2 or 3. It's crazy.
You have to watch the film of I think we disagreed on this before of like what's the description of a turnover worthy play, because what they might tally in the stat as a turnover worthy play, if you really watch it, it might be like that would have never been really a turnover or something.
That's where I disagree. Well, so the last game against the Colts, I disagreed on one of them because it was the one where I think Kenny Moore held the receiver, and then boom, it counted as a turnover-worthy play. It shouldn't have been because one, it was called back. That was the interception that was called back. So yes, that shouldn't have been. But the other ones, I do watch it, and he throws it to him. He throws it right to him, but the guys don't. It just doesn't happen. Which, hey, grace of God, man. Hey, he's also a believer. Shout out to him always. But I find that very, very interesting. But again, on this game, to your points, if the offensive line going against this defensive line, the positive for y'all is even though this defensive line is looking terrifying for all the teams, uh, I don't know if y'all saw Brock Purdy go up to Brian Flores after the game, give him a like that was crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. Him saying that to him after a game after they just lost because he was getting pressured the entire game. That being said, they still don't have a good secondary. I don't care what he schemes up. Their secondary is not that good. They're playing decent just because they can't really get to them. You guys have 3 good weapons. You have 4 weapons actually. So you can use that against them. Will y'all use that against them? Will you have time to use that against them? I don't know. But the matchup is completely brilliant, dude. Because again, 2 undefeated teams, no matter what, it's going to be must-see TV. One team should have been there. Last team, the other team, no one knew would be there. How would you break this down, Joe, in your own words, or a matchup you're really anticipating?
So I feel like with the Texans, I feel like they need like they won last week, and that was a game in years past they probably would have lost. But with CJ in the helm, they find a way to win. But I feel like if they want to put the league on notice, they need to come out swinging, be on fire. I feel like this offense is waiting to be unraveled or unleashed, if you want to say. And I feel like this is a type of game, especially with that secondary, how it's not that great. I feel like Nico Collins, Diggs, and Tank Dell can feast and live if CJ, can get the ball out quick enough. Of course, I feel like he's going to be able to do what he usually does and get the ball to his wide receivers. But I feel like the Texans are going to have a field day this upcoming week with the wide receivers because no Joe Mixon possibly, or even if he's there, he's not going to be at 100%.
But okay, so again, you use very strong words, Joe. I appreciate it because it makes good for this kind
Dog
of stuff.
walk.
A field day, a field day. So we all agree that their secondary on paper is not good. But
Right.
if CJ doesn't get any time to throw the ball and these guys don't have any time to get open, how could he have a field day?
But this game, I feel like this is a type of game where Tank Dell can be really good because these are the kind of games where, hey, just throw it to him in the flat, throw him a screen, and then he's able to get out and get loose. Or even Diggs. Diggs is really elusive as well. Of course, Nico Collins, I feel like he is the possession wide receiver. He's the guy you throw to when you got a guy one-on-one. He can body you up. But I feel like Diggs and Tank Dell are the guys you can use in screens, bubbles, pick plays, and you can get them open.
We'll see. We'll see. I think Brian Flores also knows that, and he's a very, very competent man.
But
especially
there's
if
a
he doesn't have
lot.
to worry about the run.
But there's a lot more guys. I feel like the Texans offense has not fully opened up just yet because you have Schultz, you got other guys there. They got at least a 5-headed monster at offense that only 1.5-fish guys. Yeah, they do blitz every play. So if you blitz every play and you're able to get just enough time, majority of the time or not, what's going to happen if you blitz? You can get cooked. Yeah. And I feel with this secondary, of course, you need a blitz in order to try to get pressure. But I think this offensive line, especially with Laramie Tunsil on the left-hand side, if you can, put some of your more key players on the left-hand side, it's going to be real key for them.
The right-hand side is going to be tough then. We'll see. We'll see. It's going to – they have playmakers.
Like, think about it. This is what the 49ers do a lot. They they funnel a lot of their stuff to the left-hand side with Trent. They put a lot of stuff with Brandon or Debo,
Right, and then they just played him, and it was terrible. It was bad.
But no, Debo was hurt though. He got hurt, and CMC's not there. So even though Jordan Mason has been playing good,
yeah, that's fair.
Brandon Ayuk has got his money, man, and forgot how to play football. What it seems like, and George Kittle was the only guy on offense really playing.
When he says last week he had one, he's referencing when I said turnover worthy play, and he's going to Gordon. So when he went at Gordon, which he played decent, bro. When y'all kept going at Stevenson, good, because one, he put his finger in Nico's face, and he got cooked the entire freaking game. So that's what he gets, dude.
No, I'm not saying he doesn't have a turnover-worthy play every once in a while.
I get you. I'm just saying what he's referring to.
No, yeah, it's just crazy. Like, I've seen him play, and there's some plays like, bro, if it's Dak Prescott or any other person, that's a pick. the way he throws, it looks like he's barely throwing it. Like it just looked like a little soft toss when he's
Yo,
throwing.
it's beautiful. Like I love CJ, dude,
And it's crazy. Like, have you
seen?
seen him warm up? Like he's running around with tennis balls and like a towel, and he's shooting basketballs. It's just crazy the way he warms up.
I have not actually.
Have you seen the way Dak warms up?
That's a good one.
Everybody has, bro. Hey,
All right.
everybody probably knows what Dak has for breakfast because everybody loves him so much.
There you go. I love it. There we go. That's what I'm talking
And
about.
CJ, I have no idea if he's gonna play just yet. We'll probably find out possibly like Friday-ish if he's gonna play.
If you're betting on the Texans, and obviously Cody just brilliant announced all of this, if Mixon isn't playing, just stay away. Unless you're going to bet on the Vikings, just stay away from the game.
Well, it's -2 right now, and that's probably with Mixon probably not playing, or maybe he is playing. I don't know, but -2 for Houston. So if you can get that now, I would bet Houston right now. I'm like, if they come out and say Mixon's playing, it probably drops down, or my goes up, or it just depends.
At Minnesota too, they really
Yeah.
think highly of y'all guys, man. They really do. I get why, but jeez. Okay.
Well,
All right.
eventually that defense is gonna fall. You know, it's just crazy like how they've been playing out of their minds.
Well,
Who, the Vikings?
Yeah, like the
you
Vikings
can
at
only play
2-0.
that so yeah, you can only play that so long. I agree with that for sure. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's all the games of the week that we really kind of all agreed on. Honorable mention, I will say Green Bay at Tennessee. It sounds ugly, but
Yeah, that's why it's ugly. Honorable mention.
Tennessee can get their first win because defensively, they're number one in yards per offensive play, yet they're 0-2. Because
Bro,
we already know
it's
why.
Malik
We know
Willis versus Will Levis.
Malik
the
Willis
backups.
going back.
Yeah,
to
so
Tennessee.
it's the battle of the backups, pretty much.
Yeah. So offensive, if you're an offensive guy or casual, definitely don't watch that game. But I think it'll be an interesting kind of style of play to see how Callahan tries to.
If he doesn't yell at him the whole game.
Right. Another
But that
honorable
play deserved it. I don't.
Oh
care
yeah,
what you
for
say.
sure. Like, but it's just crazy. Like you're a rookie coach yelling at his starting quarterback like that. You don't really ever see that.
Well, here's the thing. Like the first game when he made that boneheaded play, he did it twice. Remember, so
Yeah.
he did it the
Right.
first time. He didn't have to. He didn't.
Like, what are you
get-
doing?
Right, and then he did it the second time, game losing, pick six. Now it only could have been worse. I didn't get this. This is not. I'm gonna reword it, but I got this off of the words I'm using. I got to give a shout out to what is his name, Sean from PFF. The way you could have made that worse is if you threw it behind you, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
he did that, and also it could have been worse if he was in the red zone, so a scoring possession, and he was in the red zone. So two things that it could have been worse, and he did it. So I get why Callahan is feeling the way he is, just because, like he said, he's not sugarcoating anything. What was that? That's a
Yeah.
good question. What was that, brother? Come on, we talked about this. Let's not lose the
We
game.
have meetings.
We have meetings for this kind of stuff. Another honorable mention is going to be Kansas City at Atlanta. Atlanta probably feeling good about themselves. Kansas City, I think it's an interesting match just because, again, I do not think Kansas City's defense is as good as people are saying, especially secondary. And secondary-wise, if Zach Robinson does what he's supposed to do, they can exploit that. Because I get why people are saying, oh, Drake London and Mooney aren't top whatever. Drake London, if he's utilized correctly, can be a top 15 wide receiver, in my opinion. Just pure talent. Kyle Pitts, no idea where the heck he's gone. I think they can exploit this secondary comparable to all the teams that they played. With Cincinnati, it's one play away from losing. And with Baltimore, it's a toe tap from losing. They could be 0-2. So could be.
Right.
I get it. I got it. Detroit at Arizona will be interesting as well.
That's my surprise game. I think
It's a
might
brilliant.
end up be game of the week.
It's a brilliant game, dude. It's a
Yeah.
brilliant game. We'll really see because Arizona's, again, it's a small sample size, but they almost beat Buffalo. Then they beat the brakes off of a injured Rams team that Detroit couldn't beat the brakes off. Not as injury ridden, I give you that, and Detroit is just, we don't know. They're a huge question mark. So, all right, guys, let's get off of that And you got any extras before we start diving into our not your average Joe's top 5 power rankings? See how that goes?
So a bunch of injuries, man. A bunch of injuries. It's crazy to see. Like I'll just run down the guys who are going to be out for the foreseeable future. Isaiah Pacheco, fractured fibula. AJ Brown, hamstring tightness. Debo Samuels, a calf injury. David Njoku is not going to play again this upcoming week. CMC, DeForest Buckner, Cooper Cup, and Tua Tagovailoa all on the IR. So they're going to miss the next 4 games. It's crazy to see all these guys now getting hurt. Like it's just crazy. Like I know a lot of them do not play in the preseason, but it's just crazy to see like this many injuries so fast. And also the scoring is at its lowest it's been since like I can't remember the last time. They're just saying like it's probably like the lowest it's been like in 10+ years.
Yeah. Wild, dude. Wild. Let me put some of these comments out there. Pacheco's out too. Yes, he said this. And let's go to Chi-Town. Chicago versus Colts. Is Colts going to compete in the AFC South like everyone said they were? If so, 0-3, possibly after week 3. So it's going to be an interesting matchup because at first I thought the Colts would, speaking like Joe, dog walk y'all because of how y'all offensive look. Yeah, you like that. Sorry about that. But DeForest Buckner not being there, that's a huge piece, dude.
That's the
So
key.
their defense isn't looking good. They can run the ball. It seems like y'all can't run the ball for whatever reason. Y'all haven't broke 100 yards neither of the games. I just don't get some of the play calling that y'all do. Offensive line, we'll see. We'll see. The Colts aren't famously getting to the quarterback like that. So against unless it's against a not as good offensive line. So we'll see. That is going to be an interesting matchup. If the Colts go 0-3, it's early, but hey guys, I'm out. I'm out. I won't.
Yeah,
I'll tell. I'm not gonna say off the train as playoffs, but off the train as them beating the Texans out for the division. Yeah, because y'all have a tougher schedule ahead of you. But 0-3, and let's say y'all go 3-0. Let's just say that's gonna be tough to cover. You know what I mean? So yeah, fair enough. Okie doke. Let's get into our not your average Joe's lock and underdogs of the week. Up on the screen, we have our overall at the bottom. Jalen is 2-2. He went 0-2 last week. I have to say that just because, again, I'm really salty right now. Joe is 1-3. Cody is 2-2, and I am 1-3 as well. Last week was a terrible week for your boy. I went 0-2. I shouldn't have believed in the Patriots. Luckily, I'm in this. I'm pretty sure you already know that, like the Survivor Pick'em thing.
Yeah.
I thought I was toast. I was like, oh man, I really messed up already. But I picked the Chargers in that, so I should have just freaking. I don't know what I was thinking, dude. So I'm still alive in that. By the way, that's money. That's money there. So 0-2 last week. Cody went 1-1. He got his lock all the way wrong because you went for the Cowboys. It's a win-win for you though. You're fine with it. You're fine.
Yeah. I told you that ahead of time.
Yeah. So you're fine with that. Joe got a little bit more disrespectful because he said dog walk on both of them, and he thought they were easy picks, and both of them lost. And Jalen, hey man, he came back from the depths of nothingness. So Jalen and Cody right now are up 2-2. Me and Joe are 1-3. We look terrible, but it's early, guys. Let's see. Chi-Town, he owes us an apology because his team got dog walked. Well, hey, man. Jalen still has the Eagle hangover. I'll leave Jalen alone, dude. Yeah, he probably does. Leave him alone. Okay, let's do our locks of the week. I will announce Jalen.
Well, he already said his lock.
Right. So Jalen's lock of the week is going to be the New Orleans Saints against the Philadelphia Eagles. And I believe his underdog. Hold on. What was his underdog? Yeah.
His underdog was I was just looking at it too.
Dang it. What was his underdog?
I got it. Hold on.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
It's gonna be Jaguars.
So he feels me. Okay. Jacksonville at Buffalo. Jalen has the Jaguars upsetting the Buffalo Bills, making his 2 picks the New Orleans Saints and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Second up is Cody. He got one right. Me and Kucho didn't, so he's up next. So go ahead, brother. Make sure you do your whole little spiel. Go ahead.
Yeah, second place by default. And so these will be my lock of the week will be the Buccaneers to beat the Broncos in Tampa Bay. There's no way Bo Picks goes in Tampa Bay and beats Baker Magic. Come on now. All right. And then my underdog of the week will be the Vikings upsetting the Texans. Like I said, with injuries on the O-line of the Texans, there's a chance that the Vikings could upset them. So that will be my underdog.
Gotcha. Well, I totally messed this up. You heard me say not your average Joe's top 5.
Yeah, no, it's good, man.
Goodness gracious. Y'all got us.
Oh, I didn't mess it up, right?
No. You're perfect.
Okay, I'm about to say, like, look what's on the screen, man.
You did that. No, exactly. No, that was me. You did that. You did good. All right, so walk. Vikings. And who was your lock again, bro? Sorry.
What'd you say? You cut out.
The Bucks. He had the Bucks as his lot.
Yeah, Bucks.
Ooh. Oh. Really?
So
yeah.
Milton's dog of the week is the New England.
Nah. So let's go. So I went terrible this last week. Apologies on anybody that ever looks at mine and wants to bet anything. Apologies if you did that because I failed you. My lock of the week. I actually forgot.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. What was my lock of the week?
Just take the Jets, bro.
No, I'm not gonna take the Jets.
You didn't post it in the chat, I don't think so.
I put my lock there.
I think he sent it to me.
Ah, damn it. Okay.
Y'all be trying to discuss it beforehand.
No.
No, because y'all put, since y'all got the first 2 picks, he went ahead and told me, like, oh, who
Guys, they said, hey, we're both 0-2 this week. We cannot do this again.
We started this. We can't do this. Okay, here we go. Here it is. My lock of the week for week 3 is going to be. You like the
Oh, it's like, is he like buffering or what?
No. It's the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Los Angeles Rams.
Not bad.
And my underdog of the week is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I thought you were about to say Los Angeles Rams. So either way, I'm going 1-1.
I'm not doing this 0-2 thing anymore, dude. I'm not doing it. All right, Joe, do your intro and do your thing, brother.
All righty, the sports mailman's lock of the week is none other than the Cleveland Browns over the New York not football Giants.
Gotcha.
Easy.
Okay, so let me look because now it's like slim pickings for underdogs.
You took the Jalen Washington pick. Hey, they're gonna beat the Giants.
Giants sucks.
Let me see. Who can I go with here? God damn, y'all took all the good ones.
Hey,
Only
Carolina.
reasonable ones. Nah,
So-
be careful.
so-
Andy Dalton.
That's why I'm scared of that. Like, they're underdogs, but they're playing in Vegas, and who the hell does he throw to? So I'm gonna die on the sword here. It might either be good or bad for me.
No.
And I'm going with the dogs here. The Cowboys, they're -1. I just don't think, they lose back-to-back home games.
What, the Cowboys are underdogs?
Yeah, they're underdogs by a point.
No.
Yeah, they are at home.
Really?
Yeah.
Are the Lions underdog?
No, they're favorite.
Their favorite. So
Yeah, by
Arizona's
3.
not a bad pick too. I would go
That's-
that over Dallas, bro.
It's just Kyler Murray looks great one week, and the next week he forgets how to play football.
Yeah, I was scared on that one.
All right, so you lock it in as Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, so run over it again. Cody's lock of the week is going to be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, His underdog of the week is going to be the Vikings, which
It's
is man,
it's crazy. It's crazy. Both of them are betting
Yeah.
against their teams.
I think that's so brilliant, dude. It's so funny. Okay. Jalen's lock of the week is going to be the New Orleans Saints beating his Philadelphia Eagles. And his underdog of the week is what is it again?
The underdog is the
Jacksonville
Jags. Like,
Jaguars.
I was this close though. I was this close to saying, you know what, the Eagles are gonna run all over the Saints, and that would be my dog. I was this close.
All right.
I mean,
My-
I'm telling you, Derek Carr comes back to the earth one day.
All right. Well, see, if he does, let's say he has one bad game. I don't want to hear it if it's one bad game.
We're gonna
But
be
then
like,
what
it's Derek
about the other-
Carr.
Well, yeah, it's like, okay, what about let's say he has 4, and then the 5th game he has a bad game. It's like, okay, he had
No.
4 good games. I don't.
You'll know. Trust me.
Okay,
you'll
all right.
know. When Derek Carr shows up, you know.
I know. Okay. All right. Oh, my lock of the week is going to be the San Francisco 49ers against the Rams. My underdog will be the Los Angeles Chargers against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Joe's lock is going to be Cleveland. In the group chat, I had Cleveland. I just screwed up there right there. Good lock, Joe. Joe's lock is going to be the Cleveland Browns, and his underdog is going to be his Dallas Cowboys. All right. Very good. Now let's get into some conversation here.
Now we can start the top 5.
Thanks, Joe. Joe, actually lead the way. Say what we're doing.
So the Not Average Joe's top 5. I guess I'll start off first. So my number 5 team is none other than the Tampa Bay Bucks, coming in at number 5. Number 4, the Buffalo Bills. Number 3, the Houston Texans. Number 2, the New Orleans Saints. And number 1, the back-to-back champs, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay. Mine might ruffle some feathers. So Cody, go ahead. No, Cody might piss me off actually.
Well,
So
he
go
already
ahead.
said who he
Yep,
doesn't
he's
have in the
gonna
top
put-
5.
Go ahead, Cody. Actually, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I got a week 2, shiners list, like who showed up for week 2 list, and then I got who's the real power 5
Alright,
teams
so-
list. But which one you want?
I want the as of now. So week 1
Okay.
and week 2, big power, and give your intro. Go ahead.
Okay, number 5 is gonna be Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My number 4 is gonna be the Buffalo Bills. My number 3 is gonna be the Houston Texans. My number 2 is gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs, and my number 1 is gonna be the New Orleans Saints.
What was the other one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm like, what do you like?
You
You
try to-
said that New Orleans was
The-
in it.
Yeah. Well, because I'm telling you, they're gonna come back to reality. It's not
Okay,
sustainable,
yeah,
right?
Okay.
So when that happens, like the real power rankings of non-fraud teams that have played Carolina so far are number 5, Buffalo. Number 4 is going to be Detroit. Number 3, San Francisco. Number 2 is Houston. Number 1 is Kansas City.
Okay. Gotcha. I hate that second list. But all right.
I bet you do.
This is good. All right. So my top 5 power ranking list as of week 2. At number 5, I have the Minnesota Vikings. At number 4, I have the Houston Texans. At number 3, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. Number 2, I have the New Orleans Saints. And at number 1, I have the Buffalo Bills.
Mm.
Yeah, Kansas
Crazy.
City. I don't think so. So Kansas City barely won 2 games, dude. Buffalo, yes, they had to do a comeback against Arizona, which looks even better right now, early, but it looks even better right now. And they beat the brakes off of a team that was Miami, which is a divisional opponent, made Tua look terrible in the beginning before he got hurt, and just ran through every weakness Miami had. They exposed it immediately. They didn't wait on it. So I think Buffalo, out of all these teams, is looking the best just because of competition. I think the best looking team is New Orleans. Nobody in their right mind can say another team looks better than New Orleans. You can't say it. But because of competition, I'll give you that. I'll give you Carolina does absolutely suck. So fair enough. But the Cowboys, unless y'all want to tell me the Cowboys absolutely suck, they beat the brakes off of the Cowboys at home. Not at the Superdome, which is cool. It's fine. Still a hot topic, but it's not at the Superdome. It's in Jerry's World. So beats the brakes off of the Cowboys in week 2, and the Kansas City Chiefs again. They're barely skating by, which a win is a win. I don't even think they care about this kind of stuff. They care about the playoffs, so that's fair. I give them that. The Houston Texans, I would have the Houston Texans over the Chiefs, but Houston, I got to see a little more. Like their defense looks good. I give you that, bro. I promise you. I think their defense as of week 2 is a top 3 defense of week 2 because just all the pressures they allowed, all the pressures they enforced, all the quarterback knockdowns, all the sacks. But week 1 is and it's just week 1, so I don't know how much to take of that. I don't know what to really think about their defense and their offensive line as a whole. Minnesota, I can't not pick. I'm sorry. I get Tampa Bay. I get it. But Baker and that offensive line did not look that good against Detroit.
Their line's got problems.
Yeah, their line, especially, yes, it's a rookie, but Hutchinson was just going after him the entire game.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all want to go ahead and explain your list? Joe, go ahead, brother.
So the reason why I have the Chiefs at number 1, man, is that, you come at the crown, you need to knock somebody out pretty much. And as much as people are trying to knock out Kansas City, they're giving them everything they can, but Kansas City shows why they're still on top. Number 2, New Orleans, like I could have possibly put them at number 1, but we just got to wait and see. The first game, it's Carolina, so it's kind of like you don't know how they really are. The second game against the Cowboys, arguably the best win out of any team in all of the NFL so far this year. Houston, they haven't put it all together just yet. They showed spurts and like stuff like that. Their defense has looked really good in the past 2 games. To me, it's just the offense hasn't put it all together. Number 4, I had Buffalo. Buffalo can be higher. I just think with these other 3 teams, that's why they're at 4. And Tampa Bay, man, Baker is showing why he's having a resurgence in Tampa. And, that's why any other team after that, it was kind of like, can I put the Chargers in there? Could I put the Vikings in there? It was kind of like I just couldn't do it just yet.
Number 5, I wouldn't be upset at anybody unless you put like the Ravens. Oh, what is?
Oh no, I gotta
Cody,
have somebody who's winning.
Yeah, you'll be. Oh man, Cody, go ahead.
Okay, so for the list for the show, New Orleans at number 1. I mean, they scored 90 points in 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, who's doing that?
Right.
So number 2, Kansas City. If the team didn't score 90 points in 2 games, Kansas City would easily be still number 1. Like Joe said, they're still those dudes. Number 3, Houston. I'm not concerned about it. My biggest concerns of Houston was how good were their defense going to be. Was it going to be good enough that it's championship worthy defense? And it is. That was my biggest question after last year. I'm not worried about the offense coming together. That's just a matter of time. Give it 3 games. And I bet you, we're going to start seeing 325, 350 yard games out of CJ Stroud. Number 4, I got Buffalo. I like Buffalo, but the reason they're not higher on the list than a Houston or a Kansas City is because what you were saying earlier, Milton, their defense. So you get a question still about the defense. What will Buffalo's defense look like when they go against good teams? And also, what will their receivers look like when they go against good defenses? We still got those questions about Buffalo. My number 5 is Tampa Bay. The reason I put Tampa Bay above the Vikings is simply the quarterback. I mean, I would rather have Baker Mayfield than Sam Darnold, no matter which way you slice it. And I'm gonna put my gamble in Baker Mayfield. If they played tomorrow, I would put my money on Baker Mayfield outplaying Sam Darnold for the win. Because their defense, I say, about the same. They have a little spots here and there, but I don't know. I think Buccaneers defense underrated.
Okay. We'll see. I guess it's early, so we'll see.
Yeah,
but
it's early.
And to push back on
y'all saying how Minnesota's defense is going to come down. You see what I mean? So I think it's gonna. You'll see.
Do you think Tampa Bay's, Mike? They're 1 injury away as well. They don't have. They're not deep at all.
Yeah. I ain't saying that. Yeah.
Right. Okay, but to push back on your Baker over Sam, it depends what we're talking about. Are we talking about week 3 Sam Darnold? Because you're tripping, dude. You're tripping, man. Week 1, 2, 3 Sam Darnold. Oh man, come on, dude. I'll have him over put him over Tom Brady.
Tom Brady, right?
Put him over Tom Brady. What are we talking about, dude? All right, fair enough. Okay, what did I wanted to ask you guys. Oh, what's 2-0 team are y'all most confident on as of now, other than the Chiefs? You can't put the Chiefs is such an easy answer. I don't want to hear that.
Right.
Cody, I'll let you go first.
The Texans, baby. That was the easy answer. That was easier than the Chiefs. Like, come on now.
It's easier
Yeah.
than the Chiefs. That's crazy.
Yeah, I
Okay,
couldn't have
go
been
ahead.
confident than in the Texans than any other team. We look really nice. And I'm full fledged, Texan proud. Of course, yeah, the Chiefs is always the easiest answer. I was just saying.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. What about you, Joe?
So he took the Texans, so I'm gonna have to go with the Buffalo Bills, man. Just you have Josh Allen there, you have the 0-2 Miami Dolphins there. So and Tua's not coming back at least for the next 4 weeks, maybe the whole season. And the Jets have not looked good offensively. They've been looking horrible. New England's there, so I have more confidence in Buffalo.
Got you. My most confident 2-0 team at the moment is going to be the New Orleans Saints. Kubiak is doing his damn thing, right? You score 91 points. Hey, can you keep this up? No. But can you keep up 70%? I think so. Boom. I got them going. Going ahead and continuing this dominance over their shitty division. Oh, that's not dominant. Tampa Bay's there. I think Tampa Bay will fall off eventually. Not fall off like last. No. I think Tampa Bay and Atlanta will be fighting for second place. But okay. 0-2 team that you're most worried about. So when I say worried about, this can mean that, one more loss and they're probably toast. Or this team is really looking worse than I thought they would be looking. However you want to kind of configure it, I'll let y'all kind of talk your way on that. But Joe, tell me the 0-2 team you're most concerned about, other than Carolina. I don't want to hear that either.
So the most concerning team I have to me is the Bengals, man. Starting off 0-2, you lose that game against New England that you probably shouldn't have lost. The game against Kansas City, the PI that was or not called or whatever you want to call it, a play away from being 2-0. You lose another heartbreaker to the Chiefs once again. And you still play in this tough division. You still play against the Steelers, the Ravens, the Browns. So it doesn't get any easier from here.
Okay. What do you think, Cody?
I was gonna say the Bengals, and I'm not gonna say the Ravens because I feel like that's too easy, and also I don't feel it's detrimental for their future. I mean, even if they, miss playoffs, they're gonna make moves. Lamar coming back, and they're still gonna be a competitive team next year. Versus like the Bengals, they're not gonna be competitive next year if they miss the playoffs this year. So a team that I would put in there above. I'm gonna go ahead and say, who was it? The Colts. Yeah, the Colts. I have questions about the Colts. What are y'all gonna do if y'all are terrible 6 wins this year? And what are you gonna do with Anthony Richardson if he doesn't pan out to be anything solid? Because he so far he looks really bad. And I have questions where their whole future is gonna go next year if they end up turning out as bad as they're looking so far.
Okay. I would say the Rams. I'm most concerned about the Rams just because it's unfortunate. One, you have an aging quarterback, and I believe Stafford, talent for talent, is the top 7 quarterback. There's not many quarterbacks, even at his age, that are better throwers of the ball than him, decision makers than him. But his offensive line is gone. His 2 best receivers, as of at least the next week or 2, let's say that just to be safe.
Next 4 weeks.
Next 4, Puka 2.
Mm-hmm.
Next 4 weeks are gone. So you're dealing with Tutu and Robinson. Their defense, it sucks to say because I love Tre'Davious White. Yeah, I think he's done. He's not the same Tre'Davious White, brother. The defense is not looking. Verse is looking good. Their front is looking decent. It's just everything else is not looking good. So with them, it's just the most concerning just because, now I don't think this was in the plans. I think they were, like almost everybody was predicting, they were going to be trying to fight for a wild card or fight for the division. And now it seems like they're going to have to kind of detour somewhere else. Sean McVay is a great coach, But like I said last week and weeks prior, Sean McVay is a bit different when it comes to bad offensive line play. He does not succeed with bad offensive line play. That's just history shows that's not what happens. So since that's the issue with them, I don't see this going anywhere as far as even a winning record. Now, forget the playoffs. Like, I don't see them having a winning record anymore, which, again, I had them making the playoffs in the beginning of the year. So, okay, let me not push back, but Cincinnati. They were one touchdown call away, which they should have, honestly, like Gesicki should have got the touchdown. Like it should have been a touchdown. Should have been ruled a touchdown. A guy that, we won. So they're that call away from winning that game, and then they're call PI away from winning another. The PI won, but anybody out there that cares, it was a PI. Like, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the Chiefs are cheating. The Chiefs are this." It's a PI, dude. It's a freaking PI. Like, relax. I get it. It's a bad time to call it. Dude shouldn't have did that. And don't get me wrong, I hate that it's not fair with the other way around. Because if the offensive player jumped over the defensive player to get the ball, nothing gets called. That's not fair, dude. That's not fair. But that's not what happened. So it was a PI, but they're one PI away from winning that game, so they would be 2-0. So nobody would be worried about them. They didn't play well in the first game, yet should have won the game. In the second game, the running game was absolutely nothing, yet they forced Pat Mahomes to make a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. I think they're trending on the way up. Comparable to like Baltimore, you're this close on winning a game and your offensive line is terrible, and then you lose. And then your second game, you let a 10-point lead go away to a team that, well, nobody really has making the playoffs. So I think out of all the AFC North teams, I think the Cincinnati Bengals have a clearer way to go back in the winning circle than Baltimore. But yeah, I get why you say Cincy, just because, I mean, they're 0-2, and I agree with your point on next. They have to win now for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Fellas, that's all I got for the show, guys. Y'all got anything?
No, man. It's an interesting week that we had. A lot. I think it was 8 underdogs that won this past week. 4 or 5 won outright this week. So if you're a betting person, you didn't win a lot this past week.
I think there's a good chance I come back for a returning back-to-back week of being the only winner.
God, I love the confidence, dude.
Yeah, I'm
I'm like, yeah, but what if you're the only one who loses this week and we all win?
Then y'all get the shit on me like y'all do all the time. You know what I mean?
Well, fellas, great show, great takes. I think I had something. I don't remember. Next time I got too many papers over here. And I finally found my lock of the week. It was right over here in the corner. That sucks. Good job, Joe. If I get my lock wrong, I'm gonna be hot.
And if Joe gets it right,
that's gonna kill me, dude. That's gonna really kill me. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. But fellas, great show. Love the conversation. Much appreciation to y'all. Much appreciation to everybody that's watching, that was watching, that will watch. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank y'all for the support on the TikTok. Make sure y'all plug in y'all's TikTok. Go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, YT Cody, that's where we be at for all the football talk.
Joe.
Yeah, and then for my TikTok, man, for all my sports takes, the Sports Mailman, I actually got my first 4,000 per like video today. Or not 4,000 views. I did a Kirk Cousins edit, so check it out.
Very good. But yeah, much love, much appreciation to everybody. Again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We will be posting every single week. Follow our TikToks. Follow us wherever, whenever. Ask us any questions. We're very friendly. Much love and appreciation to you all. And that's it, fellas. Good night. And